It was just good to have good Hutt representation. They don't all have to be the villains.
Yes, exactly. That's all we want.
Representation. Next, people are going to complain that Hutts are in too many movies. Here they go, casting a Hutt as the main character.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to Galaxy Bound Podcast. We're finally here. We are finally here talking about Mandalorian and Grogu, the movie that we didn't need, but I think it was satisfying. But It's the first Star Wars movie in theaters since I gotta make everything correct here. First new Star Wars movie in theaters since 2019. Because technically we got Revenge of the Sith last year, and then Phantom Menace was at some point as well. But yeah, so it's been a long journey. We're finally back in the theaters. We've got Matt here joining us again as a guest. Hello. So welcome back. We called you out. Was it last time or two episodes ago? It was like
2 episodes a while ago.
Yeah, so that's all we got to do is just call him out every time. If you want to join.
It's like the bat signal.
Yeah, the bat signal.
It just pops up in the corner while I'm watching your episode.
Yeah.
All
right. So yeah, we're going to give our general thoughts and feelings about the movie, kind of like a long review. But, I mean, if you've watched us before, you know how our reviews go. We just kind of, go through the whole thing and just give our, individual thoughts about different aspects of it. But me and Matt were talking earlier. I think we're going to do, the first, general thoughts section as, a non-spoiler section.
Okay.
As best as we can.
It'll have to be short, because I think...
Yeah. No, yeah. We could have, 2 different parts of it. So, we could just give our, how we thought this movie went for us individually and as a group. And then, after that, we'll be okay, spoilers from here on out. And then we won't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Just so, people know, if they want to, get the vibe of, our thoughts on the movie. If they want to go see it or whatever. Should they go see it? Do they think they'll like it? If they value our opinions at all, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're here, you probably do, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll just go through our general thoughts of The Mandalorian and Grogu.
I loved it. I thought, with the anticipation of the whole movie being so high this whole year, maybe 2 years, I felt like it met expectations.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to describe it in general.
Yeah,
it's just it met expectations. Yeah.
It didn't have to, do anything special. Just be itself.
Yeah.
And it blew it out of the water. So,
yeah.
I loved it.
I liked it. I don't think I was, impressed by it. The only thing I think I was impressed by was how well they kind of portrayed the Hutts and them moving around and interacting and not just 90-second scenes where he's just sitting.
Yeah.
Or she. But that I think was impressive because that probably was hard to do and make it not look super cartoony but still do that. So I think they did a really good job of that. And overall, yeah, I think it was just a good, fun film. I think I even said that after the movie was over in the theater. I was like, dang, that was just a fun movie. It was just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that I think it's a good thing that everyone's saying that for the most part, but there are people that are just frustrated, which is whatever, but frustrated that that's what everyone's saying. It's but it's a good thing.
Yeah. Not every Star Wars project has to be the best thing they've ever done.
Yeah, or doesn't have to be Andor, where it's drawn out, super serious and like it could be fun.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy that it's fun. I mean, the movie, like you said, doesn't have to be Andor. Like, there can be a time and place for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part I 100% agree with. I agree that not every Star Wars movie has to be the best thing I've ever seen, but I've always like measured my favorite Star Wars movies a little bit more by like almost like what's the highest moment I feel in the movie.
Yeah.
And I tend to ignore what the lowest moment is. So to me, it just doesn't have some of those same peaks as the other
That's a
ones.
really good
So
way to
that's
put it.
maybe why in my brain it's like it's meeting expectations, because my expectations were, I wouldn't say low, that seems mean, but like it was,
In check.
the trailer is pretty much
The movie.
the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling anything by saying that, but there's not much that goes on outside of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just like a vague thing to say, Grogu is like, for people that I think don't like him as much and feels like he's a waste, he's not in this movie. I think he actually carries the movie almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like, now I just like, I like The Mandalorian, but I kind of just want to like get more into Grogu.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah.
as a fan, like more like character development. Let's see see what
Yeah.
his story is 200 years from now. I mean,
yeah.
we obviously need to see what happens, Din Djarin, which they never called him.
Yeah, we can get into that later.
But
yeah.
it's like, a human, so Mandalorian human, so he'll not be around for Grogu's whole life, which they touch on in this movie as well.
Yeah.
And I just became more of a Grogu fan because I feel like Grogu was cute before, and now like
Yeah.
is like really a good character.
Yeah, it made more sense for them to title it the way that they did instead of just calling it The Mandalorian or like The Mandalorian Adventures or something like that. Like having Grogu in the title now makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I think
Even though I still don't like the title, it makes more sense now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of I'm sure they did tons and tons of like audience research on like what does the audience love the most about like the 3 Mandalorian seasons. And I'm sure Grogu is
Oh yeah.
like the number one thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
at least in like the top 3.
walk down any like aisle at Target and you'll see 45 Grogu
Yes.
towels. And
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's why they ultimately like
Yes.
end of season 2 was like, okay, now he's with Luke, and then
Yeah,
oh
bring him
no,
back.
now what do we
He's
do
back.
now?
Yeah, they did a really good job, I think, of trying to drive some of that like child audience to this movie, by having Grogu be like you said, almost like a main character story about him, kind of a thing. Like they
Yeah.
did a really good job of doing that, I think.
Yeah. For me, I loved it too. I think we're all on the same page. It's like, it wasn't like the best Star Wars and it wasn't an amazing movie, but it was like really solid, like just a really good movie that I would like. I think that's how I ended up liking the Solo movie, where it's just like a really fun Star Wars movie. It's just about people going on this like mission or adventure or whatever, and it doesn't really tie into much of anything outside of it other than like kind of some broad strokes.
You could have never seen a single Star Wars project and walk into the theater, and I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah,
Maybe
that was
90%, 95% as much
Yeah.
as anybody else.
that was
Yeah.
for sure their goal with this.
Yeah, and I think they hit that. So like
Yeah.
if that was their goal, I think they nailed that, and for sure probably are gaining like a very large non-Star Wars viewing audience just because of that fact.
Yeah, or just like casual people that are.
Well, that's the goal. I
Yeah.
think the box office will actually be what determines if that's successful or not. If they
Right.
actually made
Yeah.
a movie that did that, but will people that didn't see Star Wars, are they informed that they can go see this?
Yeah, that's
Does that
the
make
problem.
sense?
Yeah,
I could imagine
Yeah.
some people saying like, well, I got lost in the middle of season 3 when Grogu suddenly appeared again, or I could see somebody for whatever reason didn't watch the show or missed out on parts of it, not knowing, because I don't think it was marketed as like, come see your first Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking like my wife, I think, watched season 1 with all of us. And, like, she loved Grogu. Like, very, very casual Star Wars fan.
Yeah, Baby Yoda to her.
Yeah. Like, that was her Halloween costume that year. Like, she has a whole, like, Baby Yoda onesie that she calls it. Like, she would have enjoyed this movie, I think, because it's like, she knows enough about Star Wars, but never has desired ever to, like, watch it outside of me recommending things. And I think she would enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's a lot of, like, good, cute moments with him. So a lot of humor, which is really good. There's in all aspects of humor, both, like, cute humor, kind of, like, adult humor, just, like, funny things happening on the screen, like, enough to get people hooked on it.
Yeah. And, like, kind of going back to what you said of, like, you want to have it be compared to, like, some of the best Star Wars, or, like, the Star Wars that is best to you necessarily. And one of my notes I put in is just, like, which also goes to one of your points that we talked about earlier today, just about how, like, you love movies, and, like, you can put on old movies and just, like, enjoy a movie for a movie. And even if a movie isn't, like, absolutely the best that you've ever seen, it's like, oh, this is just enjoyable, and, like, I like putting it on to watch it because it's enjoyable. And I feel like that's a lot of people's problem these days, is they just forget that, like, it doesn't have to be the very, very best thing you've ever seen, as long as it's enjoyable and it's, like, good, you know,
entertaining.
And it's, movies are supposed to be entertaining. It's like, there's, like, that section of cinema that's just, oh yeah, that's top tier cinema. But then it's like, you pan out, and why do you watch movies though? You're just being entertained and enjoying it. And yes, there's standards that you got to meet and everything like that. I'm not saying that every movie has to, like, every movie's enjoyable. Like, there's bad movies out there, but I just mean, like, a movie like this, there's going to be people that are like, oh, it, like, doesn't even compare to the writing of Andor. It doesn't even compare to the deep, like, writing of, like, any other, like, I don't know, like, Christopher Nolan movie. Like, doesn't have cinematography. It
doesn't need to be like some sort of plot twist that blows you out of your shoes in the final 15 minutes.
But I think there was enough of, like, strategic plot twists in this movie, without giving away spoilers. Like, there's enough of one in this movie that it kept you hooked for another, like, 30 minutes. Because I think there was a point in the movie that I was like, dang, this can't be the end. Like, we've only been here, like, maybe an hour. And then there's, like, enough of a twist that I was like, okay. Like, I'm in. Like, let's see what happens here.
A very distinct, like, halfway point in the movie. Yeah, I mentioned that later in this doc, too, but...
We go into the plot. That's like the perfect segue for the plot.
We could just, like, say, like, from now on, spoilers going forward. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, or if
come back.
Come back and see if you agree with all of our thoughts. So going back to that, and we can scroll down the plot here. I'm curious what you mean, like, which twist you're talking about.
It's the point when he rescues Rada, and they get back to he decides to not take him to the twins, and he goes back, turns in the card, like, no, it was all this. Well, then he, like, kind of, like, it parts ways with Rada, and then he gets captured. And I think that was kind of that, like, twist of, like, okay, if he gets captured and comes out of this, like, is he going to be interested in, like, continuing on, or is he just going to be like, let's go home? And I don't know. I think that was, like, a good twist.
That was what I was thinking. I mean, same period, but, like, there is the twist of, like, the Lord Janu guy, his, like, real identity.
Well, it's not
that's what I mean.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not technically a twist.
He's in
watch season 3.
Yeah, he's a bad guy in season 3.
Yeah, he's one of the, like,
Shadow Council
guys.
So
if you watch season 3, you would have known that. So,
but for the sake of this movie, I just did minutes, days before.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people did. So then a lot of people would have recognized him.
But if you were a first-time viewer,
like it
was a good twist.
they kind of play into the first time viewer perspective more than
The fan.
the fan perspective, which was a little strange.
I feel like that's better though.
It
Because
is.
if you're always like, you already know this person, then
I was glad they didn't like draw it out too much.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
the information was a little back and forth, but I think it was done well enough to where it wasn't too bad. But that was, I think, one of the weird points for me. It was just like, okay, like I already like we already know
Yeah.
about this, but like obviously if you didn't know, then it's a twist. But we also have to keep in mind that it's a twist for the characters, also not for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that as the audience, but they did not know.
Yeah,
My problem
so
was I was
that's why
just-
it didn't bother me.
I was just sitting there waiting. I felt like I was the first time watching, just kind of like, all right, how long do I have to wait till they find out what I already know? It's kind of like when you have like a mystery show and like there's two ways of telling it where we learn as the characters learn, and I always prefer that over the version where like the cold open of a mystery episode is you seeing it and then your characters find out later.
Yeah.
So that was like, for me, I almost felt punished by rewatching the show because I didn't remember when I watched season 3 how many years ago? 3 years ago. I didn't remember
Yeah,
that
it's
character
fine.
then, but
Yeah.
you watch the trailer one or two times and then you watch the show, you're like, oh, that guy in the
that guy.
trailer is
Yeah.
an Imperial warlord. Got it.
Yeah. I just remembered what I was thinking of earlier as you were talking.
Brad's been racking his brain all day.
Yeah. All right, that'll help me remember. Yeah.
You mentioned the halfway point of the movie. I mean, Mando literally says like, I'm taking a break for a while.
Yeah.
I need to, go home and
Yeah, then he
chill.
goes to home.
So
on
like that's
Navarro.
like, I don't know exactly where it is in the runtime, but it feels like dead center.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah.
And that's where episode 2 would end.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really does feel like 4 episodes.
I know, yeah. I
stuck
put that in my
together.
notes. Yeah, it just feels like
That's like
a season.
Yeah, that's a common thing people like.
Yeah.
I've tried to avoid like reviews because I don't want other people's opinions to affect mine before I say what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that's been unavoidable. It's just like this could have been 4 episodes.
Yeah. I haven't even seen anyone say that. That's kind of how I felt. Like
It's a common thing for a reason.
I mean, every movie is like in different acts, that you could probably like split up into episodes, but this one felt very distinct.
Well, The Mandalorian the show has a formula
Yeah.
that served it
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
And so they kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
just because it made it feel more familiar.
Yeah, the first hour of the show, I was actually kind of like internally chuckling because I was like, this is going to be one of those where like, you got to go to planet A and do this to get the answer in key from this, to go to planet B and do this.
Yeah, it's just video game.
Yes.
logic,
Yeah. And I was like, are they really going to do that for the movie too?
yeah.
And they did.
Yeah,
And
there's
they
a lot
kind
of
of,
it.
and they
It
kind of
was
did.
a lot more than, especially because it was a movie, it just felt a lot more than they've ever done before. It was like a lot of showing him like going to and from planets, like
Yeah.
over and over and over.
It's almost jarring. It's like action set piece, travel, chit chat, action set piece,
Yeah.
travel, action set
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're at the halfway point. It's
yeah.
like, whoa, I just sat down and I've already.
Yeah, we've already been to 4 different planets. And one of them was twice in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it might be
what I
5.
think they could have what they could have done that would have served them a little bit better in like avoiding that for this movie is have more time of parallel storylines happening at the same time. And we got a little taste of that, of like Mandalorian getting captured and like having to like do all that stuff, and Grogu was trying to figure out how to get to him.
Yeah.
And both of those,
Yeah.
for maybe like 10 minutes of the film, was giving us that. But some of those shows that write that way, where you've got like 4 characters and like all of their timelines are like happening throughout the episode. So you kind of like go down the
Yeah.
sequence, and then by the end of the episode, things happen.
The
But
show, for the most part, really just follows the one storyline. I think in like season 3, it kind of strays from that a little bit with Bo-Katan, but for the most part, it does just kind of follow the titular character.
Yeah, in season 3 they follow the Dr. Pershing and like there's
Katie
a lot
O'Brien's
of that.
character, I can't remember her name.
Yeah, which like all of that's really interesting, but it was like
Drags on a lot.
very random too.
Yeah, I think I wrote it down. It's like the 47-minute mark of the episode is when Mando finally shows up.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's just a
So that's not even like interchanging. It's almost just like here's one news story, and then we're gonna do a whole
where
could-
like
you
they
probably
probably
edit-
could have interchanged it and made
edit
it
it
a lot
to be
better.
a little more interesting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very strange.
I think one of my favorite parts about this movie that I think a lot of people will actually really enjoy, both Star Wars and non-Star Wars fans, are the opening
Yes.
adventure. I mean, it 15 minutes of just get me hooked immediately, and they just did that perfectly. It was like adventure. It was some humor. There was explosions. There was like the
action
sight of
scenes
a
were
mountain. Like that
Yeah.
whole sequence was really, really
Probably
fun.
my favorite part of the movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
The
Yeah.
AT&T stuff is the best action.
Yeah.
In terms of like heartfelt stuff, maybe like Grogu by himself, but in terms of captivating, they nail the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning was great, and that
was-
makes sense why they were showing that to so
yeah.
many
I
people.
forgot about
that.
beforehand. Yeah,
It was like, I don't know, maybe even halfway through the movie where I thought we haven't seen Mando not be amazing yet.
yeah,
Like it was just him being the best
just a
bounty
badass the
hunter
whole time.
the whole time
Yeah,
Yeah.
at every scenario, and I was like, he hasn't struggled at all yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then he gets captured.
And then
yeah. And then he does.
Yeah.
And I'll say that the only problem I had with this movie was when Grogu had to take care of him when he got poisoned.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I liked that, but it just seemed so dragged on. If it was
a long time.
It
just
was
a
a
little
little
bit
bit.
shorter, it would have been
Yeah,
perfect.
I wish the movie breathed more earlier. For me, I like when like the characters maybe even sit with what they're dealing with. Like, you just saved Rada. You almost accidentally turned him in to his, aunt and uncle who would have killed him. Like maybe the gravity of the situation, like verbally could be dealt with in some way. Instead, it was just like, I'm tired. I'm taking a break. But maybe like you have a scene where he tells Sigourney Weaver's character like, you guys got to be more careful sending me on these missions because I could have just killed this innocent Hutt. Like, not
like-
killed him, but like brought him to people that would.
yeah. They should have had like them just like getting a drink.
Yeah,
or
there's just like
something.
until the halfway point, there is no talking,
Yeah.
and part of that is you have a character that can't talk, but
yeah, just do little gurgles.
yeah, I don't know, maybe just some sort of something verbally discussed earlier in the movie, maybe
Yeah.
just to breathe, and then because then I love the scene where Grogu's taking care of Mando, but it is a little long, and then it's solved in such a weird way.
Yeah,
Kind of wish like Grogu had just solved it himself.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention is I don't know if it's necessarily a retcon or a plot hole or what, but since I just rewatched the show, I rewatched season 1 and 2, and in season 1, like one of the very first like powers we see Grogu use is like his force heal with Grief Karga, Carl Weathers' character, after he got like swiped by one of the Minocs or whatever, and it was like poisonous. They were like, "Oh, he's like poison. What are you gonna do?" And then Grogu,
Draws it out.
draws like completely heals it, like poison and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now like this movie, he's poisoned, but he heals the wound, but then he's still poisoned. It's like
You could have maybe do something where you heal the wound and heal him from the poison. That way you don't have to go to that guy with the fish later.
yeah,
But while he's, let's say it's like, he saves him from the poison, but then like, the Mandalorian's still unconscious for 2 days, where he can still do those things like cover him, protect him, bonk his head into the hut.
yeah, exactly. Like it, and that would have made more of an impact with Grogu
doing all of it.
doing all of it instead of relying on some random alien.
Running into.
I thought that whole like little arc there was pointless. Aside
part?
from him getting like the medicine or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say pointless, but it was just like too convenient.
It was too convenient, and it was, I don't know, really random.
yeah, it was like
that's what I mean.
why
Okay, yeah,
would
so
this person be
convenient
out
random.
here?
Like
what
random
would they
as in
be-
like, I guess, yeah, just like, yeah, why would this guy be out here? That's convenient. Yeah, you're right. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that people would live, like, I mean, people as in like
Creatures.
anybody could live like that, but it was just like he lived there. He also can talk, and he knows exactly what to do for dragon snake.
Well, and the reason why he
poison.
knows what to do is because the bounty hunter
Yeah, the bounty hunter revealed all of
comes,
it.
and he's just like, yo, I'm working for the Huts, and there's 2 things missing, and one of them's poisoned.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, well, thanks for telling me that. Now I'm going to give the kid the poison
Yeah,
repellent.
it was
or
just like a
what-
convenient way for them to like not make Grogu talk.
Yeah.
It's like it felt a little forced.
Yeah. I think you wrote a better scene about 2 minutes ago when you said he could have just done it. And
Yeah, it would have been so much,
especially when
more
that's a power
impactful.
we know he has.
Yeah, we've seen him do it, and it would have just made him like you said, like do all of it instead of just some of it.
Or even if he just like, I don't know, like meditated a little bit and then went into the woods and made that like paste stuff himself. Like that would have been kind of a
Like
cool
the Force
scene.
told him what to do.
Yeah, yeah, and then he's like pulling like the berries and the
People would have
leaves.
hated that even more.
Really?
I think so.
That would have
I
been even more
personally probably
convenient,
wouldn't
I
have,
think.
but I do think people that love to complain would have.
Yeah, because then you're just like, because how would you show that? Like if he just meditated and then he's like, he can't talk, so he can't be like, oh, I know what to do now.
Yeah. No, just like keep it very like brief and silent, and then he just wakes up and walks into like the weeds or whatever, and like grabs a plant and just makes it into a paste. Like I don't know,
Like Luke would have told him something he learned.
Yeah,
on
but not actually
this
like
adventure.
show that he said anything to
This
him
is
in
like
the film.
recalling a recipe. Like Luke taught me in my 2 weeks with him.
Yeah.
1 parts
Snake
Gagaberry.
dragon venom.
like all these different berries and
And they all happen to be right around me.
Oh, look, there's one and there's one. Yeah, I
People
don't
would have
know.
lost their minds.
I think it would have been. I think that would have been worse.
The only thing I think
Outside of him just doing it instead of like
yeah,
meditating,
which
and
I
then-
would have been
and
that
then
would have been
doing it.
first option.
Yeah.
yeah.
do you think he knew that he was poisoned?
As much as he would have known that Grief Karga was poisoned, right?
Well, no, they specifically said it. I don't know.
I mean, it
I
was
don't
a
think
pretty
he
nasty
ever-
looking black wound.
Yeah, I
you
mean, he
know?
saw the wound and he healed the wound, and it had like the blood vessels all like dark around the wound.
I mean, Grogu can't speak, but I feel like
He's
he's
pretty
come
smart.
a long way since we first
Yeah,
met
they
him.
call him a baby, but he's not.
In the same way it's been
really.
like 3 years, I feel like a real human child in, shorter lifespan, but like I feel like they learn so much in months that it's like an
there's a difference
equivalent.
between a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
even a 3 and 4. Like,
Yeah.
So I feel like he's come
Yeah.
quite a ways.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what would his equivalent age be? And I don't think that's even a fair thing to think about because he's doing a bunch of stuff that if you were to think what a human who can't speak yet,
Yeah.
if you were thinking of Beckham, he can't do all the things that Grogu's been doing.
No.
Yeah, there's a delayed
There's
vocal
some kind of
ability or
vocal
something.
thing, yeah. Which I kind of hope they explained eventually. Maybe not in the Mandalorian, but if he shows up in a different something 200 years from now.
Yeah, I was half
Yeah, I had a
expecting
speech
him.
impediment
I was
when I was
half
a baby.
I was half expecting his first words to be at the end of the movie. I don't know if I would have preferred that or not. I feel like inevitably his first words are going to be, "This is the way."
Oh, not Dada.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to do it eventually. But then again, going back to that's the most of the marketing behind it is him being a baby and making cute baby sounds. So
Yeah. I actually have thought going into this movie, like, I wonder if Mando's gonna like in this movie.
oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On our trailer review. And yeah, there was a point.
Yeah, when he was
Yeah.
dying, I was like, okay,
There's multiple points where you're thinking,
he's not getting out
Yeah.
of this.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's dead.
I definitely thought that it was gonna happen. And even though like after he like got the like antidote or whatever from the alien and like applied it, it's like you still don't know if he's gonna, because the guy was like, he may not wake up. We all need to like prepare ourselves to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And then when Grogu like cuddled up with him, I thought that like, first of all, that made me like choke
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, for sure.
Even the second viewing.
Same.
And then like you could have just like had the next scene of him like waking up and then like Mando's dead
Yeah.
and he's like cuddling with a dead person. That would have been rough.
Yeah.
I was almost hoping, not necessarily drawing it out longer or anything, but I was kind of hoping he would wake up. Mando wouldn't be awake, and like almost like some sort of visual representation of like Grogu has made peace with it, and then of course he wakes up or something like.
Oh yeah.
Not that
like,
we
kind
need,
of like
like-
a fake out.
Yeah, not that we necessarily need
If it
too
was
many
J.J.
fake outs.
Abrams doing it, he would have done that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true with the Chewie blowing up.
So, like the 6 different fake out deaths in that movie.
Yeah, Star Trek's got a bunch of them. The ones he directed.
Yeah, he's obsessed with that.
One plot thing plot armor that the Mandalorian got in his show was like his actual armor. And I feel like they did a good job of not driving me crazy in this movie with like him just standing out in the open and blasts only hitting his armor.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in like season 3, he's literally just walking down hallways, not hiding, and then the stormtroopers inevitably hit shoulder piece, chest piece, knee piece, helmet.
It's even worse in Book of Boba, I think.
Yeah.
When they're like in that courtyard together.
Yes.
And it's like everyone's shooting in every direction and they're just like standing there.
And yeah, his
Like,
armor
what?
is not covering everything.
No.
So I'm so glad that I don't know if a bolter, a blaster bolt ever hit his armor. If it did, it was very subtle. So I wanted to give the movie praise for like not driving me nuts with that.
Yeah. No, they definitely did hit his armor. But like, yeah, he wasn't
He was still hiding,
moving really
rolling out of
fast.
into
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I agree.
I put it under plot because it's plot armor.
Plot armor, yeah.
And in this case, it's not overusing plot armor.
Yeah, that was good.
Because that takes me out of a movie so much when it's just like, okay, these stormtroopers are just like shooting 4 feet away from him because he's standing in the middle.
Yeah.
So they did a lot better with that. I really
Yeah,
appreciated
all of
it.
the choreography for all of the action scenes were just, I think, top notch.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That
mean-
one shot, going back to the AT-AT scene, where they just have the one camera
It was a
back
one-shot,
up,
yeah.
and they just have it. Well, first they have it in the cockpit. It goes,
Going
shows them
forward.
preparing.
Yeah.
Then it slowly backs up while he's just taking out guy after guy.
Yeah.
That was
All with
probably the
one
best like
shot.
shot sequence for me in the movie in terms of action.
Yeah, I
love a
agree.
good one shot, and
Yeah.
yeah, they might have been able to like fake it with a cut or something, but it looked good, and the stunt doubles are like amazing.
Yeah, it was so good.
I think you're right. That is probably the best scene of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, just especially because it's a one shot, but yeah, all of it was just like top notch choreography and stunting.
Stuntifying.
Yeah.
But no, I remember hearing about that from people that had seen it early at like Star Wars Celebration last year. They were saying that it was a one shot, and it made me really excited to see it, and it ended up being even better than I expected.
great.
Yeah.
I also really liked with like the shots and choreography and things. I really liked in this film how they've expanded Grogu's shots in like things that he's doing in scenes, whether it's like running, walking, jumping. Like I feel like there's more of him doing those things.
Using the Force.
Yeah, using the Force. I mean, there was like 6 or 7 scenes of him like running or walking, and it's just like funny and adorable and like entertainment for like Star Wars, because he's kind of a hard character to make it look good, I feel like, because it's like a mixture of like CGI and some like puppetry and
I just
the scene of him crawling up the pipe.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
that
that
was
is one of my
that was
favorites.
good. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in general, I mean, I have a section about like acting, and I put puppetry under that.
Yeah, I
the
want to save it because
puppetry
it's so good.
but is
Yeah.
like just like I don't know if any other movie that has ever been made has ever had this intricate of puppetry work.
Well, if we do the puppetry stuff, I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys saw Project Hail Mary.
I haven't
No, I
yet.
haven't.
Okay, so there's
Is that puppetry?
yeah,
Oh, I thought it was
the Little
CG.
Rock is puppetry. They have CG over it to help with it,
Oh.
but there's the voice actor that does Rocky is just a puppeteer, and they loved his performance so much that they had to put CG over it. But it is still effectively a puppet that they just tweak a couple things. 'Cause,
Whoa.
Huh.
like there's
Interesting.
he has to walk around in a ball, so like there are times where it's just the ball, not actually the puppet, but then there are other times where it's both.
Huh.
But yeah, it's like I just put down like I would love to see a renaissance in puppeteering
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
just think it's one, a really cool art form, but also just the practical, like an actor being able to really look at this thing.
Yeah.
And that's been such a hit with Grogu. I feel like
Yeah.
any actor that's been on the show or the movie has always said like it's just so nice that he's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like modern Star Wars has done a really good job of like bringing puppetry back.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, there's a lot of situations where a lot of people can't even tell that they're actually using puppets versus CG. And
Yeah, like
which
my
is
wife
awesome.
wouldn't be able to tell.
no, but like the Anzellans are all puppets, and pretty much all the droid. I think all the droids except for not the Hutt cartel droids, but
Yeah.
the giant mechs that
Yeah.
those were stop motion.
Yeah.
No.
They got a stop
Yeah.
motion studio to do those. And
Awesome.
I will
Yeah.
say when you know that, you do notice it.
You do know-
but
I
it
noticed
still
it, yeah.
is really good. I'm not discrediting it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
Stop motion.
I didn't know it the
motion,
first time, and I did not notice. So, like, A plus, kudos to them. The second time I watched it today, I knew it was stop motion. And I was like, okay, I see it, but it didn't ruin anything for
Yeah.
me.
Interesting.
I
Did it,
noticed
like
it
make
the
you
first time.
impressed?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we didn't notice the first time is
Yeah.
insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed the first time, but I
Did you know before? Or?
I did not know before, but I noticed that it was like it had that like choppy feel.
Yeah, it was missing
to
a
it.
frame rate or something.
Yeah, so like at first I was like, oh, maybe it's just like I don't know, like a design choice that they did. But then I was like, oh, maybe it is stop motion though, because like it looks kind of real
yeah,
to an
it was
extent. But yeah, that was really impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of skipped ahead to that, but other things in the plot I wanted to mention was Grogu like goes through all of that like growth, like being on his own and everything, and then like Din is like, oh, the old take care of the young and the young take care of the new, this is the way or whatever, and
Yeah.
like that was all like great and everything. It was like, okay, Grogu had a lot to do and he was able to like take care of himself and Din that whole time
Yeah.
and save him. And then like we go right, and I thought just I was like that was gonna be like a kind of a moment where Grogu starts to do a little more, like maybe in the action scenes or everything.
He did crawl inside one of the mechs. That was
He
pretty
did.
cool.
That was pretty much the only thing he did
That is
for the
pretty much-
rest of the movie.
I think so. Yeah.
And so I was a little disappointed. Like they went into the ship, the crashed ship, like right after that scene.
I will say he lifted
he did
Rada
nothing.
while Rada was falling.
That's true.
Which is way more weight than we've seen him lift.
That's
That's
true.
not me shaming Rada
Yeah.
because Rada's doing great.
Yeah.
He is jacked.
Yeah, good weight.
Almost like horrifying how jacked he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you're used to them being these slugs, but then you're like, oh, there's skeleton and muscle in there.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just a little frustration I had because like it did all that and then like okay, now Mando's back in the limelight, like now it's his movie again, and Grogu, like, he takes out all of those alien creatures in that ship, and then Grogu's just like hiding behind the thing again.
He does like
nothing
soothe
again.
the bounty hunter's dog thing. I don't know what that's called. He
Yeah,
like stops
that's
him
true.
from moving.
Okay,
so
so
they
he
give
does-
him something to do, but it is not like hearing the weight.
I just meant like directly after he did all that, he's like hiding in the corners and everything.
Yeah.
It's just, it felt a little weird.
We were talking about Rada. What do you think about his plot storyline?
Yeah, I was shocked that he ended up being that involved in the whole plot. Like,
Yeah.
he was barely really even in the trailers.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw like 2 shots of him.
Yeah.
So I just
Which I
did
actually
not-
kind of liked.
Yeah, I
I
did
liked
too.
that like we didn't see that coming,
I
Yeah.
know they need, I
and
agree.
that was good. I'm glad they didn't like. That was one of the things when you said like, oh, the trailer is the whole movie. Like that was a
was one
part
thing.
that I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm like
Even though they showed
pleasantly
it.
surprised by this.
The going back to the plot thing, the trailer thing. The fact that Pedro Pascal's one scene without his helmet, which they had to show in the trailer to remind people, like, hey, you like this actor? He's also known for this
Yeah.
thing.
True.
He's like 8 minutes from the end of the movie. Or no, that's earlier. Sorry. It is after that halfway point
Yeah.
where we're like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
the
we
last
might,
half.
we're done with the Hutts, and then
Yeah.
I'm the whole time for me again. It's like, okay, now I'm just waiting for him to get captured and get his helmet removed, because that's like, and it's not even just the trailer. Every TV spot when I'm watching, a baseball game or something, every commercial break is just Pedro Pascal's face
Yes.
and the Hutt twin going, "Bring me his helmet."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, can we get to that scene? Because then at that point, I didn't really know what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that happens.
It's earlier than I thought. But
Yeah, it's a little earlier because that's
it is
before
like
Grogu like takes
60%
over.
of the way through the movie, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shortly after the halfway
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed how they portrayed Rada in a lot of like the fight scenes and like some of the other like Grogu lifting him and like
Yeah, the heartfelt moments with him.
yeah, or even like the net thing that was like holding him up in the ship. Like,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of like cool things about the Hutts that like they portrayed in this movie of him, like his fighting style of like rolling
Yes.
and then like smacking. Like there was just
Yes.
some cool stuff that was like, dang, I had no idea the Hutts had this in them.
Yeah. Most of
I-
them don't.
Well, yeah, because they're they've been in power for, what did they say, 1,000 years or something?
Long time.
Yeah.
Hundreds of
Yeah.
years, whatever it
Thousands
is.
of years. Yeah.
And so, like, as a species, they've just got very comfortable in their own greed and
Yeah.
kind of their own filth, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
It's gross.
that's why they're portrayed as worms because of that.
Yeah, the scenes of like him walking into their like lair or whatever, and like you look in like each of the different caverns and like
Yeah.
different
They're
like
having
hut.
like weird like
Parties.
yeah, we'll say parties.
Yeah. And the twins, like, share a bed. It's just weird.
yeah,
Yeah, and lay 69 with each other.
Yeah.
When they sleep. Yeah.
Back to Rada.
Just worms.
But, yeah, Rada's, like, it was just, nice seeing, like, a good hut
good hut,
for
yeah.
once. And, like, he was introduced in the Clone Wars movie. So it was, like, a nice connection. It's like, oh, that little
Yeah.
cute thing didn't grow up to be
Yeah.
a dictator like the rest of them.
Stinky was a good boy.
There was one point where I thought he was gonna turn.
yeah,
It was on the Razor Crest when he was giving Mando the choice of going back to Coin's base,
mm-hmm.
and that was before I even realized that that was part of season 3. But I just thought he was lying, and I thought he was like, "Do this so that I can get away and everything."
I mean, they really wrote into his dialogue that he's not like his father.
Yeah.
He says it like 5 times. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not my dad. You
It
know that,
didn't-
right?
It didn't bother me as much as it did you.
They
but-
cheered for me, not him. They cheered for me. And then literally they go away, they come back, and he gives the same speech about when I started in the pits, they booed me and wanted me to die because of my father. But then as I won more victories, they cheered for me. It was me they cheered. Like, this almost word for word the same speech. I'm
Yeah.
like, we get it. You're not your father.
Yeah.
Just a little too on the nose for me, personally. I
Yeah.
think even kids, like, some people could be like, oh, that's just, they had to really, write that so the kids would understand. It's like, kids are smart. They're very perceptive. Unless they're like 4, if they're like a 6 or 7-year-old, they're going to be fine and
Yeah.
they'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mind it as much just because I really liked his character.
Oh, I mean, I loved his character.
Yeah.
Was this his first time doing voice acting?
Jeremy Allen White?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's so many like little cartoon shows that have, famous people do an episode or two.
Yeah. Yeah, I wondered if maybe he was in something like random or if this was like...
I thought they made the Hutts in general sound really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, because my wife, we watched Clone Wars, but we skipped some episodes. And there is the episode where, isn't it like Jabba's uncle is the one that kidnapped Rada as a baby? Do you remember that, Brad? Did you watch all of Clone Wars?
Uh-huh.
And Rada's uncle is the one that paid to have him kidnapped. Or not uncle, Jabba's uncle. Point is, there is a Hutt in the Clone Wars movie.
I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Okay, the Clone Wars movie, there is a Hutt that speaks common tongue or whatever they call it.
Yeah, basic.
And so my wife goes, when the brother twin starts speaking in basic English and is just like, she said something along the lines of, they can speak like English.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they have before. And if you remember in the Clone Wars movie, it sounded terrible. It just sounded like a person talking.
Yeah.
So they did a
Yeah.
great job of making, like, instead of Hutties, it sounded like basic, but also at the same time still their voices.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that in the Old Republic game as well. They do that really well.
It's always low. Super low voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our theater
do it
our theater
well.
was like rumbling this morning
Yeah.
when they were
Ours was
speaking. I
too.
was like, whoa.
Yeah, the way they did it is like exactly like they do it in the Old Republic.
Yeah.
But I
Sounded
don't feel like Jabba's voice is like that in like Return of the Jedi.
It's pretty low.
It was pretty
Yeah.
low.
Echoey.
Yeah.
Is. Okay.
I need to pull it up.
Insert clip into the podcast episode here.
But also, like, you're in theaters with, like, really good, like, subs.
Yeah.
Where, like, if I did pull it up, it probably wouldn't. You'd be like, oh, yeah, it doesn't sound like anything like it because it's laptop speakers.
Yeah.
One thing for the plot, I guess we could ask how we each liked the ending. For me, I kind of wished that they didn't rely on X-Wings to save the day. Personally, I kind of wish this was just like a Mission Impossible or a James Bond where like he's got to figure it out at the end. It's like,
Yeah.
instead it's just like, oh, they're here to save the day. You can do the rest of the work while we jump. I don't know. Maybe I was just hoping they would find some way to do the rest of the blowing up from the inside or something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think they just like needed a quota of minutes of X-Wings on screen. They're like, we haven't hit the 5-minute mark yet. Let's get them on there for the last, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just, because the movie does kind of play like a Mission Impossible movie where it is just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the whole action set piece, move, new piece.
Yeah.
It does play kind of like that, but
does.
you do have Ethan or his friends, but mostly just, Ethan, Tom Cruise, taking care of all the problems by himself at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy Allen White had never done any voice work before this.
Nice.
He
did
actually
great.
had a quote in an interview that said he took the part because he had never done voice work before and he wanted to make something his children could watch.
Nice.
That's great.
That's why he took this part.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, the bear is not really child friendly.
I know. Great show though.
Great show.
Yeah, the X-Wing, all the X-Wing pilots were the ones from like past season. All the directors.
Yep.
Dave.
Filoni.
Baloney.
So, as the X-Wing pilot doesn't bother me one bit, especially because he has been an X-wing pilot. But they
Yeah,
go
it's
into
the same
bar-
character.
It is, but they go into the bar and he's sitting there with his cowboy hat on
yeah.
that he wears to every single interview, every single red carpet. It's that
So
same
funny.
exact cowboy hat, and I'm just like, oh, that takes me out of it so much more than if it was just him sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a me issue, but
It is.
it's like we get it. You're known for the
little
cowboy hat, even
weird.
though I don't think he's from the South or anything.
No, I'm pretty sure he's just from California.
I would assume.
Yeah.
There's no way he's ever like worked on a farm or like ranched or anything like
You
that.
don't deserve that hat.
He was like 19 one day in a hat shop, and he just picked that one up.
Yeah.
This is my personality now.
Yeah, literally his personality. Yeah. Yeah, I've only seen him without it like once or twice.
Yeah, it's rare.
And sometimes he'll wear like a ball cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, they had like some of the other directors from like the show that had done an X-Wing cameo before, like Deborah Chow and Rick Fumiyama and a couple of the other ones that I can't think of the names.
Yeah, they were all in that bar.
Yeah,
So
all at
funny.
the bar and then all in the X-Wing scene at the end too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that. It was good to see Zeb,
Yeah.
and I didn't expect to see as much of him as we did as well. I mean, he's
Yeah.
like kind of like a main side character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The first half he is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he helps out with the AT-AT escape, and then he's at the bar, and then when they, he's in the entire, I forget what the name of the city is.
Shikari.
Shikari, yeah. He's in most of those.
Yeah. I kind of felt like actually he fizzled out of the movie in a weird way.
Yeah.
Well,
It's that hard split. It's like,
Yeah,
here's
it's
the
that-
end, I'm
yeah.
going home, and then he gets kidnapped, so it's like, of course,
yeah,
the New
Zeb's not
Republic-
gonna know.
Yeah, but there was no
shows up at the end, though.
like
Shows up.
goodbye with him. There was like he just stopped being on screen when they
Well,
got
he had
back
to go
to the
talk to
base.
Sigourney Weaver for her 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
It was a weird exclusion of him the
it
whole
would have
rest
been
of the
nice,
film.
but I also don't think they're like that close.
I think this movie, I feel like we saw them get closer.
Oh, for sure. But
You
it's
know,
not
what
like
was the
if it
comment? Like,
Ezra, you know,
I hate
like,
these hard
yeah.
extracts or something.
Yeah.
I'm
They
sick
have
and
a
tired
good
of this.
relationship.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
the good banter. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, I would have liked then if they would have just had a better closure.
Yeah, if he just like if they just showed him walking out and then like Zeb was there and then like
The end
hey,
of the
I'm
movie
leaving
did
or
a
something
decent
like
job
that.
Yeah,
with like him getting Rada a shirt. He's like, I got a shirt big enough for
Yeah,
you.
got a uniform big enough for you. Yeah,
I liked
good.
that. That was
good,
that was
yeah.
enough. But I agree. Midway point, he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
For him being in half the film and helping like save his life and like all this
Yeah.
stuff, like I would have, as a fan, rather had seen like a hey, good working with you. Like anytime you ever need me on a
I
mission.
don't know if Zeb's ever been like that in all of Rebels. I don't think he ever compliments
probably not.
Ezra or anybody. He's kind of
Yeah,
like rough
not
on the
often.
edges in a fun way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But it was awesome seeing him have like action scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like going through those hallways.
Like swinging
Yeah,
from
swinging
like
from the
the
rafters.
fixtures or something.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
sick.
and he had his bow staff. That was cool. Overall, that looked really good.
Yeah.
Because like I think we were all like kind of worried about how they were gonna like show him like going from an animated character to live action is always like their track record isn't all that great with that.
No, it's not.
But that one was probably one of the best ones that they've done.
Off the top of my head, I feel like, yeah, probably the best one. I mean, his action really mirrored the cartoon action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I mean, I
fighting
think
style.
Hera in Ahsoka is pretty good too.
In terms of looks, yeah.
Yeah.
She's not written like the same character.
I think she is, but I know a lot of people disagree.
Yeah, kind of like Sabine. It feels like two different characters, and for me.
Sabine's personality feels the same, but her story not necessarily the same.
Yeah.
But I also like don't really count that as in the same vein. Like I'm talking about kind of like alien characters.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a great job with Zeb.
Speaking of that, though,
Yeah. Do we see him in Ahsoka coming up? You think?
would
I hope
assume.
so, but I don't know. I really want to see
Zeb
him.
and Ahsoka?
Well,
Yeah.
I really want to see him.
If Ezra returns from being gone for 10 years or 9 years, whatever it is, and they don't have him and his best bud Zeb like have a really nice emotional scene, like I heard you were
yeah.
back, I couldn't believe it, I didn't believe it, and then I saw you, like
Yeah,
I need that.
yeah, I need that too.
As a Rebel like hardcore fan.
Like, I wonder
Give it to
when this show takes place compared to like when.
I kind of feel like before.
I would think so. Like, just I don't know. Why bring Zeb into this but not Ahsoka? With all the other Rebels characters being in there.
Because it was established in season 3 he was on that same base.
Still,
I think
that makes it even more weird.
I think
though.
the other reason, if we're just going to be honest, is he's an expensive character to have on screen.
yeah.
So to have him at like, oh, he's just at the bar with this other crew, and we'll use him
Yeah.
in the movie where we get more money to finance it. Whereas in Ahsoka, I mean, yeah, that'd be an expensive character to have on screen.
Yeah,
the whole
Ahsoka's
movie.
probably pretty low budget.
Because he definitely wasn't puppet, and he definitely wasn't one of those characters where like they full like makeup costume up
Yeah.
type of thing. Like he
Full
was
CG.
full
It was full
CG.
CG, yeah.
Yeah.
Really good CG, though.
Yeah, it was really good.
But, I mean, we have a whole section dedicated to the looks of everything, but we can skip to that if we want and talk about the CG and everything like that, cinematography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think overall the CG was like better than what we've had in a long time. Especially just because we've been used to like low budget TV shows. And they're like, not that like any of the shows have like bad CG necessarily, but I don't know.
There are moments that are pretty rough.
I mean, there's no like really alien CGI needed in Andor.
I mean, there's a couple.
Yeah, they did a good job of like
I don't think they did any CG though. I think it was all like practical.
practical.
on that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of CG for characters in The Mandalorian. They did a lot of practical.
They did a lot of
suits.
practical stuff. Yeah.
In this movie, there was not a moment where I was like, that doesn't look right, honestly.
Yeah, everything looks
I
great.
thought some of the creatures in the fighting ring were a little rougher looking than others. They just didn't look as smooth, or maybe they looked too smooth, too not fleshed out.
I thought there were a few that were just a little bit over the top
yeah,
because it was too much CGI. It was like you guys could have like slimmed this down and like made it a little bit simpler of a character. And
Yeah, I mean they're all based off of the Dajaric board creatures.
yeah, but that's like I think that might be stop motion too, actually.
That
The hologram.
yeah, what would have to be.
But yeah, they just made, I don't know, there were just moments when they would swing, and I was just like, oof, that's all. Maybe I'm just too picky, but like there were moments
CG
I was like,
is CG, so it's like
yeah, but like
obviously
Avatar
those aren't
figured it out
real.
20 years ago. Trolls and Lord of the Rings figured it out 30 almost years ago. Like it can be done well.
not the movie
Yeah.
Trolls. And
yeah, I know that movie.
Trolls 3D World Tour really nailed those little hairy guys.
Every strand of hair was perfect.
Lighting.
Yeah, literally thought the same thing.
I mean,
Trolls was great.
list of movies.
the budget didn't match the budget most movies that have really good CG has.
True.
So my expectations were low, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean I'm gonna like personally.
Knock
I'm
him
not
for
gonna
it.
say that I think it was perfect or anything.
No, I don't think it was perfect, but just compared to what we've gotten on the shows,
It was a really cool concept to bring back the board game.
as
characters
real
as like a-
life.
yeah.
yeah.
It makes sense that like some guy would just be like, "Yeah, let's have a full battle of like this game."
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering is like
Or did it go the other way?
maybe it came first and then the board game was made on it because they talk about Dajaric like as if it's like, oh, this is a Dajaric match. That means like to the death. So it's like a common thing, or common
Makes sense.
enough.
It was cool.
but then they made a board game out of it.
I will say also, this is not really a plot hole, but I did think it today the second time watching it. Your main way to keep these creatures in is some sort of electrical current, and then one of your creatures is just perfect for taking that out.
Yeah.
And it's a real little one that could be tossed up into the electrical current.
Yeah, I don't know if that creature was in the original Ninja Arc board. I don't remember like a small one like that.
I don't remember that either. I remember the two-fisted big one, the longer-necked one.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of them. I mean, half the pieces are removed from the board because it's implied Chewie and C-3PO have been playing
a lot
for
of
a
them
while.
are already down.
Yeah. I mean, other things with the looks. I thought the best looking part of the whole movie was the first battle, and then the opening credits. I thought, like, it was beautiful.
Yeah, which we should mention, like, it's the first time we've seen opening credits in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I thought it was weird at
It
first.
was weird at first.
And then I'm like,
it's like, what is this, Top Gun?
Kind of
It was
like
weird,
this.
but then it was like the
was very
classical
Top Gun.
guitar version of the theme, and I was like, all right, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
But I thought it looked great. It felt like it was returning to what the season 1 of The Mandalorian had, this like Western sunset vibe to the whole season.
Yeah.
And then it changed cinematographers and lost all of that for season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
The guy who did season 1, his name is Greg Fraser. He did Dune Part 1 and 2, which Brent and I were watching earlier. I don't know if you've seen, he also did Project Hail Mary, Zero Dark 30, The Batman, and Rogue One. So they're like, this guy knows Star
knows what
Wars. He knows
doing,
he's got the sauce. He's got the sauce. And they brought him in for season 1. And I mean, season 1 of The Mandalorian just looks perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously, CG budget issues aren't always perfect, but just like they had a clear set vision for what they wanted the vibes to be.
Yeah, cinematography wise, it's great.
It's perfect. Season 2 kind of loses it. Season 3, it's out the door. David Klein takes over. He did Book of Boba Fett. Specifically, the speeder scene was his first episode directing, which is arguably. And then he did the cinematography for this movie, which I wanted to point out when they're escaping with Lord Janu Coin. That is an almost equally bad speeder chase scene. When they're in the land speeders and it's going, the stormtroopers are just shooting at them.
Oh, yeah.
It was a similar energy of just...
It was better.
It was better.
It was better because it didn't have like colorful, cyberpunk people driving around.
It wasn't as slow either. It
wasn't as slow,
faster.
but just the way it was shot. They're all the shots are from head on.
Yeah.
It just looked like they put a dash camera facing in, and they're all.
Yeah.
It was just rough.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same guy that did the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That scene.
Yeah.
Which I think is most people's least favorite shot scene in Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely. That and the chase scene in the forest in the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good.
That might be worse.
So bad.
So there were moments of it that just felt like this is a guy who's only ever directed TV, and they have a TV budget. So
why are they giving him anything to do?
Well, and yeah, so like for example, the guy who did Solo. I don't know if you've ever seen Arrival. That's like one of my recent favorite movies.
Yes.
The movie is so simple, but it looks so good.
Yeah.
We also did Selma, an MLK Jr. movie. And then I wanted to point out Starfighter has Claudio Miranda doing the cinematography. I don't know if you guys saw F1.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's Top Gun Maverick.
Very good.
Oblivion, Tron Legacy. The guy knows how to shoot a cockpit, and he also knows how to shoot like good action scenes, and he's doing Starfighter.
Wow.
And I'm so thrilled.
Yeah, that's
because
good.
that movie is just panning out to be so many things you might want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go on a tiny
That's
tangent to point out.
Nice.
Dang, Matt coming in with the research.
Yeah.
Well, it
He's
just
a cinematography nerd.
I am a nerd. It is actually the Dune movies. The first one came out. I was like, barely anything happens in this movie, and I just want to keep watching it. And I think that's why.
Yeah.
It's all filmed on location. That's kind of important to me too.
Yeah.
This movie was all filmed in a dome.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah. Anyways, the point is, I'm just really excited for Starfighter.
Yeah, I think
I'm getting
we all
emotional.
are, yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one too.
I didn't know this was filmed in the volume.
I don't think all of it is.
Yeah.
According to my internet research, it's like the heavy majority.
Most of it, yeah.
And they
probably.
went to a couple, the way it was phrased online was a couple of locations just outside LA.
Yeah. That's what I even leaned to you during. It was like, California.
Yeah,
Because, like,
every time they pulled into that
Yeah.
planet, I was like,
Yeah, not only like the Republic base is clearly California, but then like the like Lord Janu's like mansion or
Oh my
whatever.
gosh,
is
yeah.
like the exact same
The hills
place.
with the grass growing out of the sand is, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
like-
didn't even think of that.
Just make it a little
like
different.
that's just like Western California.
Yeah.
That just
Or
makes me
Eastern
sad.
California.
I know, it makes me mad when they do that. But if it means like keeping the budget down, then I guess I understand.
In my brain, it's Star Wars. Like,
Well, yeah, but then they lose money and then Disney gets mad.
well, we should talk about it at the end of the
That's why this movie
episode.
exists.
But I think this movie's going to lose money regardless.
you think?
It's based off predictions, probably.
Do we know the budget for it?
Yeah, I wrote down. Budget of $166 million,
Okay.
which if you do the usual formula is times 2.5 to break even, because half the movie's box office goes to the theater.
Right.
Budget does not include marketing. So their $10 million Super Bowl ad that literally did nothing for the franchise is not included in
Barely
the
an ad.
not included in the 166. So I mean, they need to make 415, and currently it's on pace to do worse than Solo. And Solo did, I wrote it down, 392. And this
Dang.
needs to make 415 to break even. So I'm not saying it can't happen. Word of mouth, like people like us will be like, you should probably go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that comes down to a lot of different things.
I think a lot of people just didn't know they didn't have to watch the show to watch this.
Or
Or
it's
that
just
it's there.
Like, I didn't know that until I saw a Jon Favreau interview like 2 days before it came out. I was like, oh, I didn't need to rewatch all this.
Yeah.
Because it's none of it is referenced.
Well, I mean, kind of, but
I mean,
not
to know
important.
who their relationship. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
you
think
don't.
all
You
the side
technically
characters.
don't need that to enjoy the film.
No, you'll
No.
still enjoy it, but I think you are rewarded for
Oh, for sure.
knowing all of that going into it. 'Cause then you're like more connected to it all.
And knowing all the side characters.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, again, me being like a dedicated fan of the show, I was hoping for a couple of show characters to show up.
Yeah.
One, I kind of was hoping for like a Grief Karga statue or something, because
Yeah.
Carl Weathers died, and that's really sad. And he was like the second main character, or third after Mando and Grogu. He was probably the most screen time.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Bo-Katan maybe tied or something. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he is in the first episode. He's a villain that has like a really great heart change at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Grogu's so cute. How could you not, right? That's
Right.
literally kind of what it comes down to.
Right.
Do the magic hand thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was kind of hoping for like a Navarro statue when we go back there.
Yeah, like he went back.
Yeah.
that was like a
They
good
made a statue for IG-11. In season 3,
Yeah.
there's a statue for IG-11 because he sacrificed himself in
Yeah.
season 1.
I mean, maybe they're just not ready to say that he's dead in universe yet.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, Bo-Katan didn't need to show up or anything, but like that was a huge, character in
Yeah.
season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. Like, I don't know. Maybe in like the opening mission, and like she doesn't have to be in like the rest of the movie, but like maybe she's in the opening mission or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe she was the one that extracted him in
Yeah.
in the Mandalorian.
Or if you
ship.
have to have people come and save you at the very end, maybe it's like a couple of characters where you know, not just
Yeah.
X-Wings.
that would have been cool.
Like,
Have actual
what's his
Mandalorians
name?
come in.
Babu Frick is one of those little guys, and I can't remember the other.
Babu Frick, yeah.
Bad baby.
Yeah.
Awful baby.
Well, Babu Frick is from The Rise of Skywalker,
But
though.
it's the same character.
No, it's the same species.
Is
They're
it not the
different.
same character?
No, they're different characters.
I thought he was one of the 4.
No.
Okay.
I thought he was too
No, he's
the whole
not.
time.
One of them looks just like. Oh.
Yeah, I mean they all look the same.
Whoa.
I mean,
I will say, I don't know if this makes me Hut
hut racist.
hater or something, yeah, or that. There's a moment where Rada and the twins are like rolling around fighting. I'm like, I don't know who's who.
They all just like worms.
they all look the same. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
So
'Cause
you
he's
were wondering
Jack,
if that
but-
makes you racist, and yes, it does.
Speciesist.
I mean,
It's just
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just good to have good Hut representation. They don't all have to be the villains.
Yes, exactly. That's all we want.
representation.
I mean, Rada really was like one of the best parts of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Next, people are gonna complain that Huts are in too many movies.
Yeah, probably.
Here they go, casting a Hut as the main character.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want to get into themes because I have a bunch of stuff written down for that. And we kind of like hit on a couple of them a little bit. It just seemed like there was a lot of like presented themes with not a lot of like payoff. And I kind of already mentioned one of those with Grogu of like it was like one of the themes was like the old take care of the young, so the young can take care of the new, and then he doesn't, like do a whole lot after that, except like the scene at the end with him like saying, "Oh, you can come up here and like help pilot the ship." That was nice, but it was like we've seen him do so much on his own, and also like in season 3, he ended up doing a lot.
And that same line was said in season 3.
Was it?
Yeah. At the end.
You'll take care of the.
Was it?
I
I thought that was new.
thought it was new as well, but
I'm pretty sure that he...
I watched Star Wars Explains review, and he said it was new.
Really?
Yeah, but maybe they've said something similar.
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
they said something.
Yeah,
the,
then you know you're
the line of like, I'm not
Well,
always
yeah.
going to be around to take care of him
Yes.
is a thing that's been said many times. So like the
Yes.
theme has been there.
Yeah.
They just still haven't paid it off too much.
Yeah, they just haven't. And I get like it's because Grogu like is growing slowly, but it's like I feel like if there's only so many times they can like try to like present that theme and then like give like the bare minimum
Yeah.
for him to do as his growth, Yeah. Like piloting the ship, like I feel like that should have happened in like season 2. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of themes, I mean, I think the themes presented in the show have always been pretty solid. Like, even though, yes,
Oh, yeah.
there are complaints of, like, side quests and tangents of episodes that aren't necessary, there's still always... I just jotted down off the top of my head what I thought. Like, Season 1's theme was found family. Din learns that their bond, him and Grogu's bond, is more important than his job.
Yeah.
In season 2, identity, he deals with changing his mindset on what it means to be a Mandalorian. He meets Mandalorians that follow the creed, but not this weird rule I have. And then what is my role in Grogu's life? Like, what is my identity? Is it father? Is it guy who brings him to Luke? And then season 3 had a lot of community and unity because you finally see these groups of Mandalorians working together.
Yeah.
And they like really pay off a lot of that. And the movie just, I feel like, doesn't.
Yeah.
On too many things.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of like what Din goes through all through of the seasons is like, do these strict rules really matter that much? I mean, he makes a lot of exceptions with the helmet rule. He like shows his face to Grogu as he's like saying goodbye to him to Luke. And it's like, okay, so you took your helmet off for that, but then like the next season, like he's back to like being strict about it, and he's even more strict about it on here where he's like willing to kill the Hutts because they saw his face.
Is that a new rule? Because
I don't know.
I
if
was like
it's a
looking
rule.
back, and he has that conversation with the armorer where she says, Din Djarin, have you ever removed your helmet? And he doesn't respond. By creed, you must vow. And then he goes, I have. Then she says, then you are a Mandalorian no more. He goes, I beg you for forgiveness. How can I atone? According to the creed, one may only be redeemed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore. She doesn't then go, or you could kill everyone that has seen you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Luke and Bo-Katan and Grogu, you could kill them.
Yeah.
Good luck with that crew.
Exactly.
But like,
yeah.
it felt like they're like, well, we're not going to like make him go back to the mines of Mandalore again. So let's
Yeah.
just give a new rule.
I honestly don't think it is a rule. I think it's him. Like, it's his justification. Like, if no one can, like, if no one's a witness, then I can just lie and be like, yeah, no one saw my face.
But his
No one's
honor
gonna
is
say
like a
anything.
super important part of his character.
Exactly. That's why it was a little weird.
And also, I will say the Hutts are the first ones to bring it up. They're like, because we've seen you, we've dishonored you, and you have to live with that shame forever.
Yeah.
And then he goes, not if I kill you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just felt
Yeah.
off.
It felt very off. Yeah.
Like they didn't know that rule, but he did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it's not actually a rule. And I don't think they would have known the rules anyways, but like,
Well, yeah, because he's also from like a weird, like cult is kind of what it's
Yeah.
implied.
Yeah.
It's like how
Basically,
would they kind of portray it as like this is now an all Mandalorian thing, but we know it's not.
yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
odd.
That's why I just don't think it is a rule. I think it's just him just not him not wanting any witnesses to it. And he's also pissed.
Yeah, mostly that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just his reaction to it all. And that also kind of goes into my other theme that was kind of a hit or miss, where I think one of the main reasons why they brought in Rada with the whole relationship to Jabba, and like you said, like they mentioned a lot that Jabba's his father, okay? And where he's like, I'm not my father, like I'm not this like crime lord kind of like evil person. And some of the themes throughout the show have been like, what does a kid that grows up with like a ruthless bounty hunter, like how does he turn out? You know, like this kid is watching his like dad
Every day.
like kill people,
Hundreds
or
of
like
people.
hunt people for money, you know, and sometimes it's like really brutal. And like, how does a kid like that turn out? Because we know like Din is like a good guy, and most of the time he's like,
But yeah, most good guys that are soldiers don't take their kid to work with them every day.
yeah, exactly. Like just because like he knows between right and wrong. Like we see Grogu like cross the line a lot in the first two seasons. I can't remember the season 3, but I mean, when he gets captured by Moff Gideon, he's like choking the stormtroopers
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
that's
throwing
right,
them
yeah.
around, and he's like super pissed. Yeah. He
Forgot
tries
about
to
that.
choke Cara Dune in season 1.
Oh, yeah,
He's constantly
yeah.
struggling with like his like dark side because he's watching Din just like kill people all the time. Like, he might not know the difference between when to do it and when not to do it. So I think that is something that they tried to like maybe like loop in with this, but then they decided not to, or it was just like complete missed opportunity to show those parallels between Rada and Jabba and Grogu and Din. It's like, yeah, you're not your father.
Honestly, a simple line fix of like, instead of like, we need to take a break, he could say to Sigourney Weaver's character just like, I don't know if I can keep doing this with my kid.
Yeah.
Like, I just saw somebody who grew up with a really troubled past. I don't know if I want to do that to him.
Yeah.
And then you could still have the rest of the movie where
Exactly.
where
Yeah.
he's kidnapped and like fighting for his life.
Yeah.
But like, even just there's so many things that could be fixed with one really nice piece of dialogue.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. That was another thing that bothered me a little bit, was that kind of missed opportunity. It was like, why bring in Rada with that? It's just like it was a perfect opportunity, you know?
But even still, like, why bring in Rada? at all.
It was kind of random, but
He's cool.
it was cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was
Because
cool.
he's voiced by
Well, also-
Jeremy Allen White.
Well,
and he,
You could make anybody. I think the answer
yeah, the
probably
most
is
generic voice.
Dave Filoni's first ever Star Wars project he worked on was the Clone Wars movie where Rada's a baby. So he just thought it'd be a fun full circle moment. If I had to guess like why it actually happened.
Yeah,
I mean, Jabba's also like one of the most recognizable names in Star Wars. Like if you were to
Yeah.
make a list of, most people in America know this name. He's probably, right after the main characters of the,
oh yeah,
Trilogies.
everyone knows. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's pretty clear that Return of the Jedi is Jon Favreau's favorite Star Wars movie. I mean, if you watch through the show, it's just like, oh, that's a reference to Return of the Jedi. Oh, that's another
Yeah,
one. Oh,
makes
that looks
sense.
exactly like that thing from Return of the Jedi.
that's why we got a hot movie.
Yeah. So I think that it's just Jon Favreau's playing in Star Wars. Like it's his favorite movie, so he's bringing in stuff from his favorite movie,
Yeah.
and I think that's really all it was. And then Rada just happened to also be already like kind of developed in the comics a little bit.
Mhm.
So like he was jacked in the comics.
Yeah. I literally looked over to him after 40 minutes in of like Rada jacked. I'm like, he is so jacked. It just like finally set in.
Like a 12 pack.
Yeah.
Straight down the worm
Yeah,
body.
it's insane.
worm body.
Worm body. Yeah, there's that scene where not the one that's in the trailer, but I don't think it's in the trailer. Maybe it's in one of the trailers, but after Din gets like captured and then he's like walking out into the fighting ring and then Rada is there with his like two things and he's just like, it's just him and it's like he's massive.
Yeah. That is in the trailer.
Yeah, because he has to look up at him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I love in the fight scene when like one of the moves that they do is like Din like runs up his back
Yes.
and then jumps off. That was pretty cool.
There's also a cool moment. It's like Lord Jennu's almost like his found father, and he like talks so highly. It's like he's taking care of me. He would never
Yeah.
betray me. What are you talking about? And the look on his face was just like devastating.
Yeah.
When he's like, finish him, kill him, or whatever he says, and bring in the other creatures. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, dude, come
Yeah.
on. I don't need another evil father in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm
"Run
not
the
like
hut
him.
is free," and he was like, "To die." He was like, "No."
Yeah. So sad.
Yeah, that was really sad. I mean, the emotion that they were able to portray on his face throughout the whole thing was kind of crazy. I know that Jeremy Allen White did like motion capture for it.
Nice.
I
So-
could tell,
Really?
actually.
Yeah.
A lot of his like facial reactions were
Little
like,
mannerisms.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
see some things that like Jeremy Allen White does.
Yeah,
Good.
he's very unique of a actor.
Actor, yeah.
Well, while you're talking about acting, it's not a terrible segue.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, we kind of already got into some of this stuff, but it was great to see Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder like top billing in
Yeah.
the opening credits. Like, what did we say? It was Pedro,
Jeremy Allen White, and then those
Brendan
two.
and Lateef. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brendan is like the one who's like 90% in the suit, like in every scene.
The walking around, he's John Wayne's grandson. So
Yeah.
he's like his mission is to bring the cowboy back to Star Wars, which
Yeah,
is
basically.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not Pedro walking around in the suit?
No,
He
almost never.
is never on set.
What the heck?
Well, not never. I think there were a couple of scenes like
In
throughout
season
the
3,
show.
he openly was like, "Yeah, I never went to set. I just recorded voice stuff."
Wow.
I could have sworn he like said there was one like he went to set one day in season 1, and he
Oh yeah, season 1, plenty.
Oh.
Yeah, season 1 he was there. I'm under the impression quite a bit.
yeah, okay,
And then he blew up in like that and 5 other shows and movies, and
yeah,
his premium price went up, but they didn't like have a long-term deal with him.
yeah.
And that's why they have him in a suit.
Well, there are plot issues. Yeah. I kind
Yeah.
of wish his character just like was like, I don't need to wear the helmet anymore unless I'm
Yeah.
battling.
I know. That's
And
what
like
I
I
was
could
really
be
hoping
face to
for.
face with my son. That'd be so cute.
Like they basically set that up in season 2, and they just kind of threw that all away.
Yeah, and even more. Yeah, and they touch on it in season 3.
That's crazy.
They never-
So he's probably only in like 15%.
I don't think. Yeah,
if that.
he's
Physically.
in this one. He shows up for that one. Dropped into the water trap. It's kind of like how Jabba.
Yeah,
had
in the huts. Yeah,
The snake.
Yeah.
the
And
snake pit. Yeah,
also, if you like only have the money to pay for one scene with his face, have like a random one. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Not like a giant water fight.
A big water fight is the one you brought Pedro Pascal to be in.
I mean, I was glad it was an action scene this time instead of him just standing there.
This is gonna sound weird. I would have preferred it was when he's unconscious. So like Grogu is like watching his father like struggling to breathe. Like
That was weird that he didn't take his helmet.
he's in the
off for
helmet
that.
just going.
Yeah, because like of all the people, like Grogu's seen his face more than anybody.
Yeah, it's his son.
yeah,
He's
I
like
didn't
tipping the helmet up just an
Yeah.
inch, pouring water in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of annoyed me.
But then he would have to kill Grogu according to the rule.
yeah,
You've seen my face.
yeah.
What do you think about Sigourney Weaver in this movie?
I liked her. I thought she did good. I mean, she didn't have a lot to do, but
She had nothing
That's
to
the
work
problem.
with.
well,
Like she's in 3 scenes. They're all just like moving the plot forward. Like
yeah.
this
I mean,
is
I
my
think
dec-
that was her role.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying like she was bad at it. I thought it was an interesting person to bring in for such a tiny role.
Well, yeah. I mean, before like end of season 3, it was Carson Teva who was gonna be like was talking to him about like giving him missions and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's probably if this was going to be a season 4, which
Yeah.
we know it wasn't, but that's who they probably would have had to do it. But since it's a movie, they're like, okay, let's just put like a big actress or actor in this for this
Yeah.
role. Like, might as well. It's easy. It'll be like somewhat cheap to just have a big name there.
yeah, she was probably on set for like 5 days.
Yeah, probably not long. She only had 3 scenes.
I think it was 3. I think it's
Beginning,
sending
middle,
him.
and end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sending him to.
Oh, it'd be 4 scenes.
Yeah, because she's
Him coming back.
in the cockpit, and then also the final discussion.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
yeah.
it might be like under 5 minutes of screen time.
yeah, probably. But I thought she did great with what she had. I mean, probably her easiest job she's ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wasn't much to say. There wasn't like much requirement
Yeah.
to like be convincing or anything.
No. She's like, yeah, be in Star Wars and it's 5 minutes of screen time. Get paid probably $1 million.
$3
Yeah,
million?
sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I liked it. I think the standout for me was Martin Scorsese as the like cook alien guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He actually was one of my favorite characters in
Yeah.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just funny.
Well, I think it's funny that they keep bringing that species back because it's the species that Jon Favreau voiced in Solo.
So yeah,
And
that pilot.
yeah, the pilot.
That's right.
And so he also, that species shows up in, I think it's season 1 of Mandalorian. Maybe it's season 2. And now it's in the movie too. It's like, it's a species we never saw before Solo, but now we've seen multiple of them just specifically in Jon Favreau's things,
yeah.
which I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. It's a cool species. I like
Yeah, it's
that character.
It's a
They
unique
did
one.
a really good job of making him like humorous, but
Oh, it was like
like still
perfect.
driving the plot and like
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice acting was great. It was
Oh, yeah.
comedic timing was all perfect. I just
Yeah,
thought it was so random to bring him.
Yeah.
Like one of the most
Is he
famous directors of our time.
Is he even like an actor?
I don't think so. He's also like famous for coining the term these aren't real cinema regarding he was talking about Marvel and Star Wars. He's like, these aren't real cinema.
Yeah.
They're just amusement rides that you go and sit and watch.
Yeah.
And everyone was like obviously not thrilled about that comments.
Yeah,
And then
it
John
was
Favreau was like, I mean, he's still Martin Scorsese. I'm gonna bring him in to voice this four-armed
Yeah.
dude.
And he's walked that back a little bit since then. He had never, I don't think he'd ever even watched a Marvel movie
No.
before. So I think he ended up watching. I saw an interview with him and like, are you still feel that way? And he's like, well, I ended up watching them with my kids and my grandkids, and yeah,
You know
they're
the
pretty
peak
good.
cinema meme?
Yeah.
where it's like him and he's like peak cinema. And so I saw a meme after the movie where it was that creature sitting in the same chair at peak cinema.
Yes.
I also saw a skit on TikTok. I wish I could credit the person because it was so funny, but it was like before the movie came out. It's like what I expect from Martin Scorsese's character, and it was just like name dropping his own movies. He's like, your dad, he's one of the good fellas. It's like, hey, I'm not some sort of taxi driver.
That'd be really funny if he did that.
Yeah.
It would. People would lose their minds.
Yeah.
Like, it took me out of the movie.
Yeah, definitely take you out, but it would have been funny. I just noticed you put Filoni in there.
Yeah.
Filoni.
How did he do with his acting role?
He had one line. I forget what he said. But it was when he was in
I was like, we're
something
burning down.
Yeah, let's bring them
Something
in
like
or
that,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
Imagine
whatever.
it's just him in the helmet with the hat.
The hat. A helmet for the hat.
Or it's just shaped like it's like
Like
a helmet,
shaped
but it
like a
has like the
hat.
cowboy.
No.
Then, yeah, that would be too far.
Get out of here.
He's like, oh no, the hat's actually a part of my head. I can't take it off.
Yeah, he's not human. It's like a special species with a hat.
So the helmet
That's all
has to
flesh.
go around.
A flesh hat.
Like somebody tries to take the hat off. He's like, hey, whoa,
Yeah.
why are you grabbing my ears?
Disgusting. Yeah, you like look closer at it. It's like veiny and like.
It just has holes for
There's like little
eardrums.
like blonde hairs on
Yeah.
it.
You could probably get AI to make that look realistic.
no.
Oh.
Skip the music. That was my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think the only other one I put on here was Jeremy Allen White, and we already kind of covered that.
Yeah, music was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like the hard thing with Star Wars is like you like want to pay homage to Star Wars and like have that classic John Williams feel to it. Mm-hmm. But often it's like too relied upon, which is the same thing with like anything Star Wars. Like let's just make it like Star Wars, not like let's just make a movie in Star Wars. And that's the same thing with music. But
yeah, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a balance to be had in every aspect, and I think he just does a really great job. Like especially in this movie, is like a very like good job of mixing like modern with like classic orchestral, like cinematic music.
I mean, he's on like a generational run, considering he's not like in his 70s, and he has like, he got the Oscar for Sinners this year. Did Oppenheimer.
I didn't know he did Sinners.
Sinners? Oh, wow.
Black Panther, Tenet, Venom, Creed. He's doing the Odyssey this year. Wow. I mean, it's just like an insane run. Not to mention, that's just movies. He's done plenty of TV shows. The best part of Book of Boba Fett is probably that opening song.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, and he did that
With
as
the
well.
shouting. Yeah.
Oh, it fits perfectly for that show.
What
What you were saying about like 4-part harmony, should we do it?
Oh my gosh.
What I was gonna say was with the music. I mean, I feel like at first my expectations was like everything needs to be like grand cinematic, or music. I didn't want anything to change. And I think for what it's worth, Rogue One did ease people into that, where it was like it's different, but also it still is close enough to sounding like a John Williams score. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they did a good job of like slowly getting further away from it.
Yeah, the shows for sure.
Because like Skeleton Crew basically just sounds like a Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
Yeah.
And, like that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it sounds
And I
very
think if that was
piratey.
like the first thing that came out after like episode 7 or 8, I'd be like, oh no, what is this? But they like did one thing after another to the point where like you guys kind of talked about it on your mall review, but that speeder chase that had like the techno, the guy's like blasting techno on his radio, and they're like, I need to borrow your car, and they get in, and like the rest of the scene is with that music. I'm like, this is amazing. It like fits that world. It's like this big neon city. It was
It was like Tron.
Tron, exactly.
very
Daft
Tron-ish,
Punk.
Yeah.
Even some of the like John Wick fight scenes in clubs, it's like, oh, this is like the right neon feel for this music.
Yeah.
And if it was just some beautiful score from John Williams, it might not have been the same feeling. And
Yeah, I mean, even John Williams would like kind of do that. Like I think of the speeder chase scene in episode 2.
oh yeah,
Where they're like chasing Zam Wessel, and it's like it's very unique.
Yeah.
It even has like electric guitar playing in the
it does.
background, and
I totally forgot about that.
it's
That's
just
a great
very
call.
very like percussion focused and is very unique.
Yeah, there's like large guitar bends.
Yeah. So that's what I think of when like Star Wars does or has like ventured out a little bit here and there. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like they have eased us into some of this stuff where I remember when the Acolyte came out and it was just in the credits, but there was a song that played. And like I feel like that was like the worst. So that like everything else kind of has like
It was just
eased
like a straight up
into-
pop song, right?
It was like I think it was a hip hop song.
Yeah.
It didn't have like hip. It was like I don't know. It was weird. But like once they did that, it's like okay, everything else is probably okay as long as you don't do that again. And it didn't even bother me. It was the credits. Like who cares about the credits, you know? But like if they had that during a chase scene, then it's
Just like a needle.
okay.
Yeah, straight up needle drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it like becomes Guardians of the Galaxy where it's like,
Yeah.
hey Obi-Wan, I found this thing. It's called an iPod. What's this? Oh wow, listen to this.
Yeah.
And it's just straight up pop tunes. Like
Yeah.
it works for Marvel, but it would not work for Star Wars.
No.
Like a weekend song comes on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. This isn't in the future. This is a long time ago
Yeah.
in a galaxy far, far away.
I can feel the
But yeah, I think like the one standout track was the Shikari track. That was like very like had like synth going, but then
Yeah.
it also had like the main theme going throughout it as well.
Yeah.
So
Which it
good.
also kind of gave me a little like Daft Punk, like
Yeah.
Tron feel to this movie.
Yeah, just very like neon, like cyberpunk city
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Which worked, yeah, perfectly for that city.
Yeah.
Which I want to point out, I saw this on the internet, so I didn't come up with it on my own as somebody who lives right outside Chicago, but it looks like Star Wars Chicago.
Space Chicago.
It's got the L train. It's got like very similar shaped buildings to our skyscrapers, which I feel like are very different from New York skyscrapers.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
What's the city called? It's not
Shikari.
Chicago. I'm just saying.
Right? Am I just saying that wrong?
I thought it kind of gave like Philadelphia vibes,
Gotcha.
or even like Gotham.
Yeah, it
kind
definitely
of.
had
Well,
Gotham.
Gotham,
Yeah.
The Dark Knight and Batman Begins is filmed in Chicago, so I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Gotham
claim
is
that.
like Chicago, basically.
Yeah. Which of the films did they film in Baltimore?
Dark Knight Rises is Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's literally just the Steelers' old stadium getting blown
Yeah.
up.
I feel like one of them was filmed in Baltimore.
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, definitely like
It's not really something. I
one
know.
of the
It was
American
equally grimy. I
cities,
said in
yeah.
the theater to Brett, I'm like, equally grimy as Chicago. I mean, I'm kidding.
But I mean,
Like, is that
Parts.
Third? That's Third Street.
Like, oh, it's Lower Wacker. There's the
the
blown
beam.
up. I was gonna say there's the there's the blown up Batmobile from they never removed from the floor.
Oh yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It was the bean that got you.
Yeah, the bean got me.
Wanna
That
go
kind of
over,
covers
like
the music.
Star Wars factor. Like, did this feel like a Star Wars movie?
Oh yeah. I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just takes like all of the maybe not like best because that's very like there's a lot of like best things about Star Wars, but like the best like entertaining factors of Star Wars. Where it's like kind of like you said like a Mission Impossible movie where it's like start out with an adventure or even like an Indiana Jones movie really. Like you start out like midway through like a mission that's already been like going on, and then you get like the opening credits or whatever, and then you jump into like the next mission, and like there's a lot of like adventure that was very Star Wars feeling to me.
And you got the feel of like taking down the Empire early,
Yeah.
and then you moved into like the hut stuff, and then
We don't do that around here.
I was thinking,
I'm not into that.
my brain immediately goes to Pizza Hut. Nobody
That's not
out.
where I went with it.
What's their motto now? It's like no one out
pizzas the hut.
no one out crimes the huts.
No, I was definitely going in a different direction with that. Like, I'm not into hut stuff.
but yes, it felt Star Warsy with those kind of things. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like family is always a great theme that goes in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Even if you don't dive too deep into it, like I would love, it's still at least
there.
like as touching on things that just make Star Wars what it is. Found
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even really, Rada's got the most plot movement. It's almost like his story in a way, where like we see it through the eyes of the Mandalorian Grogu, but like it is almost like his
yeah.
liberation and joining the New Republic. It's almost his story. You're just
Yeah,
watching
you're
it through
right.
somebody else's eyes.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And then like just in general, like the like different aliens, the different planets. Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. That does go in with this is we saw Nal Hutta, which is where the huts are from.
And Nar Shaddaa.
And you saw Nar Shaddaa, which is like the moon of Nal Hutta, which I think we said this in our trailer review, and a lot of people were hoping this would happen, but with all the scenes that happened on Shikari, it looks exactly like Nar Shaddaa,
Yeah.
because Nar Shaddaa is a giant city planet that is very like grungy, and like it looks exactly like what they showed Shikari looking
Yeah.
like. They could have just done that.
Yeah. And they should have.
It would have made perfect sense because it's exactly like that. So that was a little disappointing for me too.
Yeah, but we both looked at each other like,
Yeah, when they showed it in the like corner of the like fly-in shot, we were like, "There it is!" Just because it's a big featured planet in the games.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be really nice to see it in a movie at some point.
You wrote down here how well the balance between nostalgia baiting and original content. I feel like it's no nostalgia baiting at all. There are Easter eggs and like, oh, I know what that is, or this or that, but it doesn't feel like. I feel like when you think nostalgia baiting, it's just like Maul used it properly, but like there are just like, we'll just throw Darth Vader in and everyone will have a good time, or Luke could show up and everyone like, even if it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Mando season 2, Luke showing up fits perfectly, but there are examples in Star Wars where it's just like, why is this person here or whatnot? So
Well,
they didn't ruin it by having just Joe Schmo show up, and it's like,
no,
oh,
I don't just mean like cameos necessarily of characters, but like you said with the X-wings at the end, like
oh, okay.
that's pretty
forcing like nostalgic themes.
That's pretty
Okay.
nostalgic. The huts in general, like we kind of talked about that
Okay,
being nostalgic
yeah.
for Return of the Jedi.
No, I think this one did it well, where like you get still the like taste of like the Empire and stormtroopers and like fighting them, and then some new stuff with like the huts, but not like the huts were portrayed in like Return of the Jedi. Like it was new expansion of like
Yeah,
their world.
and their network and
yeah.
character like huts fighting
True,
that we've
not
never
shooting
seen
at
before.
stormtroopers the entire time is a win, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of what we've gone back to is just people like stormtroopers, throw them and everything.
Yeah.
which it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for this era for that
So,
to be
yeah.
the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hutts would in general, I feel like, be more powerful than like the remnants of the Empire.
Oh yeah.
Season 1 is 5 years after Return, so we're probably almost at like 8 or 9 years since the fall of the Empire. So it's getting
pretty
thinned out.
far along, yeah.
And, until Thrawn shows up, which you also have here. How well does it tie into the Mandoverse?
Yeah.
Not much. I think that's intentional. They really want you to just be able to show anybody this movie. But I was,
which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I was hoping for some mention of something. That's just me.
yeah.
Because it still would have been like if people weren't like tied into like or like they hadn't kept up with the Mandalorian or whatever. Like if you just mention something, like,
Something new coming.
they wouldn't have known
Yeah.
what you were talking about, or if they were interested, be like, oh, then I'll like check it out, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like a mention of Thrawn would have been nice if that's what they're still planning on doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's-
just something comes up on like the hologram at the end of the movie, or like he gets a message from something of like, "Hey, we need help with this," and it's
Yeah.
like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah, that would have been
what
nice.
that is?" Yeah,
Or maybe a post-credit scene, even though I hate those.
They don't work for Star Wars. Star Wars has never done one, right?
Yeah, they did one for Book of Boba.
End of Mando season 2 going into Boba,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they just show
Yeah.
him walk in and
Even if it was,
blast everybody.
it could have been like the end of Batman Begins, where Gordon's like, "Look at this card. This guy's named the Joker. You should go figure out something
Yeah.
about him."
Yeah.
And instead, it's just like, well, it's good to have you back, Mando, because there's some other stuff stirring up rumors of a great evil returning. Something.
Yeah, like the scene where she's like, "Well, I'm glad you decided to like keep working for us or something." And he's like, "Oh, I'm a free agent." And it's just like, okay, keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a good opportunity to be like, yeah, but we've got this other mission.
Do you think they didn't do it because the future of the Mandoverse is kind of
Unknown.
up in the air at the moment? They're like,
but that
I
would
mean,
be
maybe.
a way to almost pencil in that you've got something that you can do with him.
Yeah.
Because right now it really is just like, what are you gonna do next with this?
Yeah.
Just another standalone movie, like a season 4.
Never.
I mean,
again.
it's safe
Yeah.
to not set up anything.
Yeah, but I
because,
think
maybe
this movie
you can
does
make it just random, like not said.
Because I mean, how many times have we gotten a setup in Marvel where it's like, what happened?
post
with that?
Endgame a lot. Yeah.
True.
yeah,
Yeah,
any of the setups pre Endgame,
Almost all, I think all pay off.
yeah, they all like are really good. It's all the stuff
I think-
after where they started doing all these rabbit hole stories.
yeah, because they weren't guaranteed to like. Because like I'm thinking of like the Eternals, like
Yeah, that's
they
the
set
big
up
one.
a lot of stuff.
Harry
for
Styles
that.
shows up at the last minute to
Yeah,
show off
Harry
his
Styles,
hair.
and then
Jon Snow.
yeah,
Kit Harington is like the Black Knight or something.
Yeah, they set up so
Yeah.
many things, like the
too many things at
Celestials or whatever.
once.
Yeah.
An entire.
I wonder if they're just
cinematic
trying to
universe.
avoid. They might just be trying to avoid that because, like, I don't think they know if they are going back to the safety of Disney Plus shows. Because obviously, after Solo, that's when they changed Kenobi and
Yeah.
a bunch of other things to become shows. And maybe they were like, if this makes X number of dollars, then maybe we'll initiate, Project Movie Go Go Go.
Initiating.
I mean, that's definitely the case. Like you mentioned before, you saw Filoni say something about
Oh yeah, so Dave Filoni said something on like the red carpet. They're like, so like we're bummed out that Ahsoka season 2 is delayed. What's the future of the Mandalorian and other characters that we love from this time period? And he's like, well, actually, we're having a meeting on Monday, or no, Tuesday after the long weekend because we're, something about, we're gonna plot the course for the rest of this series.
see how the movie
And
does.
he didn't say we're gonna see what the dollar numbers are, but it like kind of felt like it. I was like,
Yeah.
why would you wait till after this week? Oh yeah, of course.
yeah, and it's like obviously a lot of that has to do with Disney
Yeah.
executives. They're the ones that care about the money. I don't think Dave does, but that's why, like when we were talking about it earlier, I just said that I feel like Dave is probably the type of person that will fight for, like, if he has a story to tell, then he will fight for it to get made, even if like Disney doesn't think it'll make enough money. And I think that's, I mean, that's kind of the benefit of having the volume, is that they can make things cheap if they absolutely needed to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which is,
But now I feel like
bummer,
they've just kind of like leaned on that so much lately.
oh yeah,
It's not even just like
it's not even just Star Wars.
It's not their
We were talking about Moana.
Oh yeah, in the trailer for the live action Moana, clearly both characters are lit from behind them because the screen is all around them,
Yeah.
and both of them just, it's like,
But the sun is in front of them.
behind her, not him. What
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Like clearly that whole movie is shot in the volume.
Well, yeah, like the whole movie is CG.
Yeah, the entire movie is CG.
That's why it's perfect as a cartoon.
Yeah, maybe you should have just left it as a
We're
cartoon.
debating on whether to take Beckham to the theaters and watch that because he's obsessed with Moana right now.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's like every time we turn the TV on, he's like, "Mana, Mana," and it's the only movie that he will sit and watch the entire duration.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean,
It
it
is
is
a
very
good
good.
movie.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
You think you'd do good in a theater?
No,
It'd be too loud.
Hence the debating.
yeah, I think he would like it for about 15 minutes, and then
Yeah.
it'd probably be too much.
Yeah, just wait for it to complex.
Yeah,
And maybe not even that.
yeah. Maybe if it was next summer and he was like 2.5,
Yeah.
but
We can get into lore a little bit as we're getting towards the end here. I guess the major, I'll just read my note. The major lore implication is that now there is another power vacuum inside the Hutt cartel. Now that like the twins are gone, and like is Rada gonna like help them like put someone in power, or is he just like, you guys can figure it out? Because I'm sure like another like terrible like person's gonna take over.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the writing is that deep.
No, I'm kind of talking about overall lore. I'm not talking about the movie.
No, I'm saying, are you asking if it'll ever be addressed in the future, or are you just?
Yeah,
I don't think it'll ever be addressed.
I'm not saying in a movie, or maybe not even a show, but like it might happen in a comic or a book or something.
I want to say the Hutt cartel just
this is the
disappears.
absolute end of them.
Yeah. But, I mean, how many Hutts were in there that they just murdered?
2.
Only 2.
But so then
No.
that would be the power.
Oh
vacuum.
yeah, they did take out the whole base.
All of the caves.
So,
That's
so
a
that
good
would
point.
take out. That would
all
be
the
the
ones in there, like in their orgies and everything.
that would be the power vacuum
Yeah.
that Brad's talking about. So like, they're making money somehow, whether it's drugs or something. They're providing some service that gets them money. So, right, is it the question of the power vacuum? Like,
Well, just because they kill a lot of Hutts in that base doesn't mean, or palace doesn't mean that it's gonna be
Like
like
what
there's
other,
gonna be other Hutts.
like what other syndicate maybe would come in and
No, well, I guess that's 2 different questions. I meant power vacuum within the cartel.
Who's taking over the
Who's
cartel?
taking over? Because Rada is not taking over.
yeah.
So
yeah.
that, but yes, there's also like if they don't like continue to be in power, then yeah, another syndicate could like kind of take over. Maybe they would take over the Hutt cartel. I don't know. I don't know if we know a lot about the Hutt cartel in the like sequel era. So I don't know. That would make sense of why we don't hear about them in the sequel era.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they.
It's all because they just blew up.
Yeah. I think it just disappears and someone else takes over
Mm-hmm.
another cartel or whatever.
Yeah, probably. I wanted to mention Embo. Did I already mention him earlier?
Um,
When we were
we were
talking,
talking about
about
some
animated,
plot, but nothing
yeah.
in particular.
we were talking about like animated characters and stuff. So that's one that came back from the Clone Wars.
and did not look terrible.
No, he looked great.
He looked great.
Yeah.
Or like a weird alien species that has a
Big metal hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which he like was able to use it in some of the fight scenes, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually really liked all of his fight scenes. They
Yeah.
were-
kind of cool that he didn't really say anything.
Yeah, I think he had like 2 short little words that he said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dog obviously was with him.
Yeah, the dog had some cool parts.
What? Actually, now I'm like forgetting what happened with him.
Like he went down into the snake pit, and then they were like, "Bounty hunters, save us!" And then he's like, "Nah!" And then he like escaped out the hole that
That's right.
Din escaped out of.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he literally
he
was just like,
survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, he left.
yeah, he left.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Which they don't show him fall down there, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, that was. Yeah, they did not.
They just show. No, I specifically looked out for it the second viewing. Din shocks him with his rifle, and so he goes down, and then the dog sprints off after being like slept from Grogu, and then you don't see anything from them, and that's whenever they like break the thing and they all fall down.
And then he's magically down there
And
with
then
them.
yeah, he's just suddenly down there with them. Like he like went down close to the hole, but we don't see him fall down there. It was just one of those things where they probably decided later that's what they were gonna do with him, and they're just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's just down there, and the dog's down there too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get you now.
This is a weird cut,
Yeah.
weird editing.
Yeah, didn't make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, overall, I liked his character and like the fight scenes and everything. It was good. I liked the cool shots of him like entering scenes from like real low down by his feet.
Yeah.
Of him just like sludging through like the rain or
yeah,
like stuff like that. Like it was cool.
I also liked that he was equally or more powerful as a bounty hunter than Mando.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Or,
It's
like,
just a
he's
that's
just
nice.
a brutal bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have any remorse about anything at all. Which is, I mean, that's how he was portrayed in the Clone Wars too.
Yeah.
I guarantee that Jon Favreau wanted to get an original trilogy bounty hunter, but like at that point, I don't think any of them were even around. I'm sure he wanted to get Bosk or
That'd be cool.
any of the other ones from Empire Strikes Back or whatever. I guarantee that.
probably.
Like that was probably his first question. Like while writing this to Dave, was like, "Which ones can I use?" And he's like, "None of them."
I've killed them all off.
Yeah, we've killed them all off in comics or something like that. I actually don't know if that's true.
That'd be funny.
I don't know where I mean, I don't read the comics, so I don't really know for sure, but I'm sure that's how that went. And then Dave was probably like, "But we've got a cool one from the Clone Wars."
I drew them myself.
Yeah, I drew him in my little notepad. Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of covers everything. Unless there's anything else you guys want to mention.
Nope. I think we tackled the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, we covered pretty much everything. So, what would you guys give this out of 10? Who's gonna dare go first?
I want to ask a question because I don't know how you guys rate. I tend to use Letterboxd, so it's like out of 5.
Oh.
So it's, to me, if the problem, not the problem, but the thing with going best out of 10 is most people go like back to school grades. And
Yeah.
people are like, it was average, so I give it a 7, which is a C or a B. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
To me, average is like, if that was like the most right down the middle, I liked half, didn't like half. I would say like a 4 or 5 is where it's like, that was
Oh, I was thinking
Out of
on your
10.
scale of 5.
yeah.
It would be a 3.
on his 10.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it'd be a 3 or a 2.5,
Yeah,
or a
gotcha.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious because
We
if we're
usually
going
do out
like
of 10, but we could do out of
no,
5.
we could do out of 10. I don't
Okay.
care. I'm just
Yeah.
asking like if do you guys think of like an like
I don't think of it as like a school grade.
Okay.
No, I don't either.
No.
okay.
No.
No.
And neither should the audience.
Yeah.
Because I think too many. Yeah, I've just seen in my
Yeah.
last couple of years, seen so many people are like, you thought this was a 4 out of 10. You thought it was like the worst thing ever. It's like, well, no, I just thought it was like around the middle, maybe
Less
trending
than
down.
average. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
People are dumb.
For sure.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I'm just curious.
I would give this like a 7.5, but I could be convinced of like an 8. I think it is good. It met expectations. It was fun. I left the theater like glad I saw it and like happy with everything that like the storyline was. I don't think there was anything to like slam on it for coming out of the theater.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would give it right around there.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 7. I don't know. Yeah, like 7.5 is tempting. I hate halves though, so I'd probably go with 7. Yeah, just the same things. Like it met expectations. I think there's some things that could be improved that we kind of touched on already, but overall, like I really enjoyed it. I've already watched it twice. I'll probably watch it many more times. It's one of those that I would be happy to just like put on and watch.
Yeah.
And I think it achieved what it needed to achieve. So
I'm gonna go with 8 for the same reasons, but
yeah, but just a little bit
I
better.
just really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I could probably go higher, but I don't
You
think
can
so.
if you want.
I don't think it deserves a 9, but definitely
8.5?
definitely an 8.
I'd give it a 6. I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer, but to me, let's just say before I die, I only get to see 10 more Star Wars movies. And if they're all like that, I'd be really sad. To me, like, Star Wars or not, the expectations for a movie that costs that much money, it's a little higher. And yes, I understand it is just a story about 2 characters, but they have so much money to play with. And I enjoyed it. I think it's above average, but I also, I've seen it twice now. I don't think I'll probably watch this for many years. Unless like a continuation came up that was directly connected. It's like, oh, Rada's back. Maybe I'll watch Rada's story again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you had to throw it in the mix of like 1 through 9, like where is it landing in comparison to like any of those 9? Is it like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't beat out any of those 9.
I mean, I think a lot of people have like problems with, let's say, Luke's treatment in Last Jedi. They didn't like make Mando wake up in the middle of the night and try to kill Grogu in the same way that Luke woke up in the middle of the night and wanted to kill his nephew. Luke also, famously known as Luke, I still sense there is good in him. I know it, Skywalker. So, I mean, to me personally, I'd probably put it over that. And 9 is kind of, episode 9 is pretty sloppy. Of like, we're trying to salvage both sets of fans that we've upset with 8 and made happy with 8. So I'd probably put it like right above those 2.
Yeah.
Maybe then Solo are kind of interchangeable where they're both fun, but they didn't like make me like thrilled for Star Wars again. I'm glad I saw it. Glad I saw it twice, but I haven't seen Solo, I think, since my second viewing. Whenever that was. I think I saw it once at home.
Like 2 years ago.
After I saw it once in theater, so it's been 9 years? 8 years?
Yeah. We seem to be all kind of in the same consensus, though, like somewhere between like 6 and 8. I think it's.
I mean, that's that's 3 stars, 4 stars if you're going
average.
out of 5 stars. I mean,
Above
that's all,
average.
all within a tick of each other.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Above average, just good, fun film.
Yeah, and like we also have to like keep in mind like they planned this film like last second, and it's like this is definitely like Bob Iger being like, "Hey, we need a movie out." Like, ASAP.
Because John did literally say like I had to throw out my season 4 script.
Yeah, which is
like
very frustrating.
So curious what that would be.
Yeah.
If we'll ever get it.
Yeah. I mean, because he said it was like more directly related to like the Thrawn stuff. So, I mean, it's possible if they're still wanting to do stuff with that. But I don't know. But I think just with all of the circumstances, I think it ended up succeeding with what it set out to do for the most part.
Do you think this, by rushing out a product, right? If we're saying that they just wanted to try to get Star Wars to make some money, not on Disney Plus and in theaters, do you think it hurts Star Wars reputations if this goes down as another Solo? Not necessarily with like us, the fans, like I'm going to watch it, whatever.
Right.
Not with like the grumpy people that are going to hate everything. I saw somebody like on YouTube, because I was trying to avoid watching reviews for this. I just stumbled upon a mall review and it was like, worst thing ever. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
you can't make anyone happy.
No.
Gosh.
I
If
was
you
like,
didn't like Maul,
Yeah.
you don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't understand it. How
Yeah.
if you just said it wasn't for me, but like, you know, it is what it is. Like, but to be like worst cartoon
Yeah,
show
it's
I've ever
because it gets
seen.
the clicks, and it's like people
Yeah.
that don't watch it will click that.
So like just the actual people who are buying tickets to movies, not the haters, not the loyal people, like does this
Just average
sway
people?
does this sway like, yeah,
Average people don't care about the success of movies, though.
No.
but average people used to go see every single Avengers related movie. They're like, well, I mean, I've never heard of this Doctor Strange, but if it's in the MCU, I'm going. And boom, it makes $750 million because it's a part of the MCU. Whereas now, oh look, it's the third iteration of Fantastic Four. I did not enjoy my last two adventures with Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go see this. Or like Thunderbolts made like no money, and I'd argue that's like the best movie they've made in the last 3 years. So point is,
Yeah.
does this, like, people that have wavering faith in Star Wars that are not us, not the haters, does this
Harm.
I don't know, it just scares
Harm
me a
the
little
brand?
bit that it's gonna
Yeah,
harm the
I don't
brand.
think it brings in the people that were on the fence, but I think it is a really good, like, gateway film to
Yep.
the universe,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like, if I was trying to convince one of my coworkers that has never seen a Star Wars film ever and was like, no, watch that nerdy stuff. Like, this would be a good film for me to recommend to them, because it's like, you don't need to know the lore. You kind of still can enjoy just like explosions and fighting and fun, like space adventure, without needing to get invested in a ton of lore.
Yeah.
But you get a taste of that, and then that might be like, oh, you know, I actually kind of want to watch a little bit more. That was cool.
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully it does that in the box office.
Part of
for
me
them.
wonders if waiting one more year and having Starfighter be the big thing that brings people Star Wars back in theaters, and it's
It's probably what it is.
Well, they've done very strategic actor choices for both of these, like having Pedro Pascal, who's in everything and loved by everyone, as a main character, be that kind of like gateway into that. And then you've got somebody like
Ryan.
Gosling,
Ryan Gosling, who
literally me. Do you know that meme?
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling usually plays sad characters that are somewhat relatable, so it's like he's literally me. Like, I don't want to spoil any movies, but yeah, just pick one of them. The chances are it's got a sad ending, and then it's just he's literally me. So
yeah, I mean, like, he can't go wrong. Like, he's everything that he's in, everybody loves, and like guys and girls. So like, there's probably going to be a good gateway audience to that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think the main reason why this film exists is to take that pressure off of Starfighter. I think they were more willing to have this take the hit of like, oh, this probably won't make a ton of money, but it'll still, like, you know, do well enough to keep Star Wars, you know, in the zeitgeist or whatever. But then Starfighter is no longer like the first Star Wars movie we've had since 2019. You know, it's like, okay, there's not that pressure on it anymore. This is just going to be another Star Wars movie, and hopefully they actually like market it more and better than they did with this movie.
Yeah.
And sooner.
Yes. What was this one, like a month before?
It's like 2 months, but they started with that Super Bowl ad that was just not
February.
an ad.
It
That
just
was the
Clyde's-
first like advertisement they had for it.
Yeah. Well, the first public one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before any like commercials or anything came out.
That was in February.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
trailer wasn't for 6 weeks after, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like it took forever.
Yeah, it was a long time. Yeah, that's
So,
just not a
so
long
I was
time.
curious when Solo's first full teaser, not even the trailer, full teaser came out, and it also was the Super Bowl, but then the next day they came out with like a minute and a half thing, and it was, so its marketing was a bit longer, and then it also came out Memorial Day weekend, like
Yeah.
Mandalorian Grogu, so yeah, that had more marketing than this, and I feel like people still thought that one didn't have much. Like
I don't think
they
it
had
did at all.
They had a Star Wars movie that prior December come out,
Yeah.
but no Star Wars trailer for the audience seeing Star Wars. You know what I mean? Isn't that
Yeah.
kind of crazy?
Exactly. That's
Whereas
why
like I
that
feel like
marketing was
anytime you go
weird.
to see a Marvel movie, maybe not as much now, but when they were doing 2-3 movies a year,
Yeah.
and you just be like, oh, okay, I'm watching Avengers, and oh look, I've got the trailers for the next 2 things that I'm going to see in 5 and 8
Yeah.
months from now.
Exactly. Yeah, that was very strange. And that was strange because it was so soon. Like
Yeah.
that was the perfect opportunity to do that. And
Yeah.
they just didn't. And yeah, I think they just had like a short thing during the Super Bowl and then a teaser. Yeah, the marketing for that was not great. But also, it was like a movie that no one really asked for either. Even though it ended up being like a pretty good movie on its own. It's just like,
It had some negative ramifications for the movies we did ask for, like Kenobi and Boba Fett.
yeah, it ended up hurting things people actually wanted.
I guess to summarize all I was trying to say earlier is I just don't want this movie to do that to the future
Yeah, for sure.
Where we never get another movie again.
or another 10-year hiatus into
Yeah.
8-year, whatever it's been.
Yeah, a too long hiatus. Yeah, I hope not. I mean, they're way too reactive. Like, Disney is just like, oh, well, what happened
Yeah.
happened. I guess we're not doing that anymore.
I mean, you can tell just by not even just Star Wars, but just all the movies that they're releasing right
Yeah.
now. It's like, everybody loves Moana. Let's do a live action.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the 30th anniversary of Lion King. Let's do a live action.
Yeah.
Like, it's just very reactive to weird things. Like, there's not much originality in planning out what they want to release to the audience.
Yeah, they're trying to play it safe, but also reactive. And that's something that I think wasn't that like mentioned in that Kathleen Kennedy interview, something related to that, where she kind of hinted at it being like frustrating to be part of that like reactive.
It feels right. I don't remember exactly.
I think it was her that said that on her exit interview.
It sounds right. I just don't remember.
So like if the person in charge of Lucasfilm is frustrated, then yeah. That makes total sense. Yeah. I think that's probably it. We got popcorn buckets
Yes.
at the theater. We got Grogu and Mando helmet.
Need to send the breakdown of that
Yeah.
transaction.
Yeah, let us know.
I forgot to ask her for a receipt, so I think we're just gonna have to split what the
Just
swipe was 3 ways.
just let us know.
No. Me and him got these. So
No, I can chip in for those. I ate popcorn too.
I guess that's true.
Did you buy a bowl?
No.
No.
Unless you're wanting to take that home. You don't have to keep it here.
No, it deserves to be here.
Okay. I mean, I didn't want to force you to keep it here. But yeah, it does fit really nicely. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to mention that the AT-AT would have looked really nice on the set too.
That big.
If I don't know, it's probably good that they didn't have it in stock because it was $80.
And
So-
80 cents.
Yeah, 80.
So funny.
It was pretty clever.
That's pretty funny.
Well played,
Well
Star
played.
Wars. Well played.
Yeah.
Or AMC.
Yeah, one of the two. Anyways, we will. I don't know when we're gonna be on next time. It's been a busy few months with Star Wars,
Yeah.
so
When is
Well,
Starfighter again?
Next
Next
year.
June.
Oh,
And then Ahsoka's not until next February now. So
yeah.
Starfighter
long
was
break.
like November or December.
No, it's a summer movie.
Pretty sure they just started or just finished filming not that long ago.
month or two, yeah,
Yeah,
relatively
probably,
recent. Yeah.
like early spring sometime.
Right after Tom Cruise flew back in to shoot another scene.
Yes.
Yeah, the rest of the year,
Empty.
it just got video games. Really, I'm really kind of shocked that we're not getting anything for the rest of the year. Like the Ahsoka thing kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
It was scheduled originally for August. It wasn't like delayed 2 months.
I think it was. It wasn't scheduled for a specific month. It was just. They said. I think they just said later.
Yeah, I thought the original phrasing was late summer, which to me was August, and then I remember people were like, "Oh, it's actually more like September, late summer." But
Yeah.
either way, it was quite jarring to see.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's just part of like Dave stepping into the CEO role has kind of like delayed him a little bit. Because I'm sure he didn't expect that to happen when they started production on that show. And then I mean, he's been helping with the movie as well. So, I don't know. I just kind of figured we'd get something. Like, I thought we were going to get something announced during Star Wars Day.
They should have pushed Maul to after the movie
Yeah.
so that we had something.
Yeah. Yeah, these were way too close together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. So, yeah, we've just got... And we don't even have confirmations on games yet. Other than...
true.
Monopoly.
Yeah, Monopoly.
I think that Star Wars Monopoly, the game.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for what it is.
It does.
Galactic Racer,
That comes out soon.
Zero Company. I think Galactic Racer is in July. Zero Company is in
The fall sometime.
the fall.
Yeah.
We're allegedly getting Jedi 3 this year, but I don't think that's happening if they haven't announced it yet. So maybe just 3 games. So,
If you
but-
count Monopoly.
yeah, if you count Monopoly. It counts. It's a game.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's all we have looking forward to for new stuff as of now. So we'll go back to our regular programming where I gotta plan stuff.
Yep.
We'll take turns planning stuff, and then we'll get Matt to come back.
Yes.
There we go.
You can come back and host if you want to.
All right.
That would be fun.
My buddy Josh said he was.
Oh, yeah, we
interested
gotta
in
get Josh back
coming
on, too.
back for an episode as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Josh back on. I still might have some of my other buddies on, but I don't know about that yet. Still.
I've heard that for 2 years.
Yeah. That'd be fun to get like Matt and
Oh yeah. Get like a nice crowd in here and do like
just
a
like a round table.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, we could play Sabak.
Ooh
Then we could
yeah.
really get that Boba Fett theme going.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8 people.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Everybody has to dress up like a bounty hunter.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we should probably try to do that. Like do a Sabak night with all the guys and then like record it and like talk about Star Wars stuff as we're playing. Have you played Sabak before?
I'm not.
It's easy. You catch on pretty quick. Anyways, you got to get out of here because you got to drive
Gotta
home.
go.
You're also free to stay here if you need to, but...
I'll be good.
All right, we will see you next time. You are listening to Galaxy Bound Podcast. We do monthly episodes talking about all things Star Wars. We'd greatly appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you are watching or listening from. It helps us grow and reach more people. You can follow us on social media on basically every platform out there at GalaxyBound TV, or check us out at our website at galaxybound.tv for links to them all. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Sound for Queen Bee. But she only does it. Wow. That just slipped right out of my hand when I picked it up like that.